Shabbat Shalom! Shabbat Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Rap Ministries, that's Reaching All People Ministries, and I'm Brother Jeremiah, or you can just simply call me Brother Ronnie. Thank you for coming on in today, fam. Got a great class for you today. Woo! It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Thank you for coming on in today. However, though, but as we always come in, it's just a blessing to see you. But I always have to give you this admonition: people didn't make it. Some people did not make it, but because they didn't make it and you did, you in the land of the living is something to be thankful for. Carl Weathers, known as Apollo Creed, gone. 76 years old, gone. Condolences to his family. Things happen, folks. We all are here for a finite amount of time. So every day that you're alive, thank your Creator for you being here. Thank Him. Thank Him for you being here. Get to these greetings. Chief Scientist, we see you, brother. We see you. He said it starts at 12 noon. Oh yeah, you saw Sister Zulma. Sister Zulma talked to Shabbat yesterday. But no, sometimes you can't mix the days of the week up. I know when I'm off a lot, we're off, some days, is it Monday, Tuesday? Because if you're not working, you don't know what day it is. I'm not saying that's Sister Zulma's case. But yeah, we here, we live, we here. Sister Fiona, thank you for coming on in. Sister, thank you for coming on in. Shabbat Shalom to you as well. There they go. Ohio crew, what it do? Sister Erica Yashel and Elder Henry. Double honor to the elders. Thank you for coming on in today. Really appreciate you guys. Ron, Lloyd, Josh, Shabbat Shalom. He said, ready to learn. Ready to, man, put this word out here. Thank you for coming on in, good brother. Thank you for coming on in. Sister Auntie, thank you for coming on in. Peace and blessings to you and your household. Mama J. Pope, thank you for coming on in. Thankful you are here as well. We're waiting for this lesson, all right? I've been promising it a while. Sister Yarnice, Charlotte Warrior Caleb, thank you for coming on in today. Ohio crew, what it do? Thank you. We got some more Ohio crew there. They know who they be. I'd be glad when I can meet them up here again. Brother Yehuda, Sister Pam, I am. Thank y'all for coming on in today. Thank you. Hello, Brother Ali. Good to see you. There they go, Key to Life. It's Torah. Shabbat Shalom to you as well, North Carolina crew. Woo, y'all, it's just a blessing to be alive. Blessing to be on the land of the living. A lot of little personal attacks in my own life personally on this week, but I overcame them all. When the Most High got a job or a duty for you to do, sometimes the devil, don't y'all know he know what's going down? He knew what the Messiah assignment was. That's why he questioned him in the wilderness. Try to make him slip up, try to make him fall, because he knew what he would do. But just thank the Most High that all of you guys are here. I'm sure more are on the way. Hit that like button if you can. If you have opportunity to, hit that like button for us. Mama CA, thank you for coming on in. Shabbat Shalom to you and yours as well. Mama CA, always a blessing, always a privilege when you are amongst us. Thank you. But guys, this might be a long one, so I ain't gonna be talking up here all day. Let me go on, be quiet and decrease that he might what? That he might increase. Let me let me get my face up out of here. The word takes precedence. The word. Okay, let me. Where is it? All right. We're going to pray and we're going to get on into the scripts as soon as I see it. Come on in. Yeah, Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Shabbat Shalom to everybody. All right, it's on YouTube. We're going to pray. We're going to get on into this lesson, this much awaited lesson. I've been promising it for years, but we got it on out. We're going to get it on out there today. But Abba, Heavenly Father, we just thank you for today, your holy Sabbath day, the day you hung in creation millennia ago. Father, we just thank you for all of your people that are here today to hear your word. And we thank you that you will bless them and that you will edify them and that you will change them for the betterment in their life. Father, we thank you right now that they will not just be hearers of your word, but they would be what? Doers of your word, because hearers get faith, doers get those results. Father, we just thank you right now that your spirit will flow in this meeting and all strife is bound up and cast out. Father, we thank you right now that the devil is doomed, damned, and defeated, and he will not come against your kingdom of light. Father, we just thank you right now that you alone will get all the praise, all the honor, all the glory, and we thank you for all of this in the mighty, powerful, magnificent name of your son, Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen. Amen. She said, got a little wisdom peppered in there. You know what? The kids at my school, they've been saying, just yesterday, they said, oh, you got some white in your beard. What? I got a class coming on there too called Gray and White. But they said, what? I said, oh, that's just wisdom, young man. That's just wisdom. That's all that is. But yeah, if you're not getting gray, you dead. Some people, they do all they can. They start dying it out and everything. What you doing? You trying to be deceptive? Huh? You trying to hide your age from people? If you're not getting older, you dead. That's why I tell people embrace your old age, because that's a blessing from the Most High. Long life and what? Length of days. But what are we talking about today? Because this is, he said Christians. Why he called it? You know what, everybody. See, this is reaching all people ministries. That word has been many things over a long time, but I'm trying to get people to come. Everybody don't know about the Hebrew way of life. People don't know. So you got to meet them on that level. So should Christians or should followers of the Messiah be Freemasons? Because that's what I have on the when you click on the video, say, can a follower of the Messiah be a Freemason? But to get their attention, should Christians be Freemasons? Huh? I'm going to tell you the answer. The short answer is no. Or no. No. N-A-W. No. You have no idea what you are getting into if you call yourself getting into, I'm going to be a Freemason. Because what they say, well, this country is built on Christian values. It is. If you can, killing, stealing, and pillaging, that ain't Christian values in my estimation. But you know, they call this guy the founder, George Washington. He even on a $1 bill. He was a Mason. We're gonna show you what that's all about today. And look at that with that eyeball and this picture that you see on your left come right out that Bible, that Freemason Bible right there. Because somebody the last few weeks ago, what you got that Mason Bible in there for? Brother, I got all kind of books up in this library. All kind of books. We read. Brother Lewis down there said we read it all. He said we read it all around here. He showed right. We read it all. Zuma Bonti said no. Oh boy! And by the way, we got 800 subscribers. When we first started, it was 9. When I first started, I had a black beard. Now I'm a gray beard. We had 9. Now we got 800. So, well, she said, no, a follower should not be a Freemason. No, we should not be a follower of Messiah. Look at it. It's founded on Christianity. It's founded on Freemasonry too. We're going to show you what it is today. Because you can go different places and you can see all of this stuff. They got a statue of Albert Pike, a dude we're going to introduce you to today. Look at that, George Washington. These are actual places you can go in this country. This stuff real. You can go to the History Channel on YouTube. They tell you a full episode about how this stuff is based on. A lot of it got to do with Freemasonry. So, like I said, you will be introduced to these men that I'm gonna show you in a second. To these men and their writings on Freemasonry, because you can't just, they ain't gonna just listen to Black Brother Running. They ain't gonna listen to me. So we gonna let these dudes. And by the way, if these dudes was in Freemasonry and you told me, hey man, how about be a Freemason? They praying me out a pamphlet and these two dudes was on. I see these two. Nah, I don't want to be in that. Them don't look like dudes that's gonna be very friendly to me. I'm just gonna keep it real. More Israel, Charlie. We see you. I always be learning. I'm repping that. We rep that, man. I always be learning. But who are these two dudes? Albert Pike and Manly P. Hall. We will be in their books today. Some of their books today. I'm gonna show you some books that I use for today's class. One is this Masonic Bible that you see right above me. I can't remember the brother name that asked that, but then I have another Masonic Bible, some pictures and stuff I took out of that too, right here. Right, I got that too. We also going to be using Albert Mackey, his Freemasonry Encyclopedia. We're going to be using Volume 1 and Volume 2 today. So it's a Freemasonry Encyclopedia. We also going to be using Encyclopedia of Freemasonry and its kindred sciences. This is a more up-to-date by this same guy right here, Albert Mackey. It's more up-to-date, got a few more entries in it, so we're going to use that as well. We're going to use Morals and Dogma by the other guy I just said we're going to introduce you to today. We're going to use it, Morals and Dogma, Ancient and Accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. We're also going to be using Manly P. Hall, Lectures on Ancient Philosophy, comparing to the secret teachings of the secret teachings. Secret. Because I'm going to tell you, if you are a follower of the Messiah and you are a Freemason, you have no idea what you are involved in. You are involved in Kabbalah teachings and false gods worship. A whole bunch of gods just mixed up in there. Wait a minute, Brother Ronnie. We're going to deal with all that. We're going to deal with all that. But first thing you got to know, what is a Mason? That's first of all, you got to always break things down to the least common denominator. We got a lot of slides today, and we already on number 14. So we moving and we grooving. It says a Mason. It's a builder and worker in what? Stone. They build things. They're out of what? Rocks. It gives an example, the chief Mason at Westminster Abbey. Number 2, a Freemason. It gives an example of Mason handshake. They got all kind of handshake. We're going to show you a few of them today. We ain't going to delve into it. My job is to show you the spiritual aspects of these things. Yeah. What about the celebrities? We're going to deal with celebrities? Yeah, we're going to deal with them too. We're going to show you what their job really is. We're going to show it to you and who they really worship. We're going to show it to you. But again, that's a double slide, But and then what is a secret society? And that's what I messed up. I had another one, secret society that I didn't put in here. It was from Britannica. It's say the same stuff. How did I not put that in there? Okay. Secret society, an organization whose members are sworn to secrecy about its activities. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I don't think I put it in here. How did I not put it in here? Or we might just go to the website itself. Hold on. Give me 1 second, brothers and sisters. And I call myself then dotted my I's and crossed my T's. Hold on. We gonna go through it. Hold on. Give me 1 second, brothers and sisters. How did I not put that in there? I thought I did. Okay, we're going to go to Britannica. Give me 1 second, brothers and sisters. I'm going to remove that. We're going to share this screen. How do I take that one down? Okay. window, and we want. That's what we want. Y'all, let me know if it pop up on your screen. You see it? Huh? Not yet. All right, she said it's up there. All right, we're gonna read it. It said a secret society. It says, this from Britannica now. It says any of a large range of membership organization or association that utilize secret initiation or other rituals and whose members often employ unique oaths, grips, handshakes, or other signs of recognitions. Elements of secrecy may vary from a mere password to elaborate rituals, private languages. Like, is there a man in the house? You hear somebody saying that, you know what they talking about. How old is your grandmother? How long have you been in this thing? Your dog got a blue collar? That kind of stuff, representative of the Blue Lodge. So we're gonna show you why they picked the color blue and everything today. They got all. Are you a traveling man? That kind of stuff. They got secret handshake. If you see them doing it, they gonna try to keep it where you can't see it. But if you see it, you know what it is, right? So they can identify one another. But it says, it says the term may be applied to such wide variety of divergent groups as U.S. college fraternities and sororities, the Ku Klux Klan, and international Freemasonry, as well as to similar phenomena in ancient or pre-colonial cultures. Let's keep on going. It says secret societies throughout history. Among the earliest secret society of which historical evidence exists were the mystery religions of what? Ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome. I'm gonna tell you, this is all in Freemasonry. But Brother Ronnie, hold on. When I went to hold up. Hold up. It said, which has secret rites, initiation, and revelations of still more ancient wisdom. Among these were the cult of Dionysius. Ooh, pay attention to that. The keepers of Eleusinian and the Orphic mysteries and the Pythagorean brotherhood. Pythagorean theorem. We had to do that in Miss Gailey when I was in 10th grade in Miss Gailey's geometry class. Pythagorean theorem. C squared equals A squared plus B squared. Man, I was terrible at geometry, so I wouldn't have made a good Mason. It said, whereas the mysteries employ secrecy to guard religious truths, other groups have been forced to adopt secrecy to escape or survive suppression and persecution. This was the case of the early Christians in pagan Rome. See, in a dictionary, they try to say, well, Christians, the real Christians, they used to have to hide underground and worship in secret. That's because somebody was trying to kill them. It ain't the same. But their message, they went out and spread to others. It says, in pagan Rome, and in turn of various groups deemed heretical by the Roman Catholic Church in the Middle Ages. All right. So they had what? Guilds. Guilds. Medieval guilds resorted to solemn initiatory oaths and other elements of secrecy, primarily for economic self-protection. Yeah. You see it all. I don't think I needed anything other than this, and so the main thing you see that secret society right there, and we ain't gonna even talk about that today. The KKK, we ain't gonna even talk about that one today. But it said many modern secret societies were formed primarily for social and benevolent purposes. See, that's how they get you. Oh, it's all about doing good. Right. Okay. But we gonna get out of this, and then I'm gonna go back into the presentation. We're gonna present, share screen, and I'm gonna bring back the regular presentation. All right. Forgive me, Brother Ronnie. Ain't I know y'all think of Brother Perfect, and I'm far from it. I'm striving for it though. We're gonna pray from the current slide. All right, so a secret society, what? They keeping stuff secrets, all right? But I'm gonna tell you today, if you are a Mason, you have broken these commandments that we about to read. It says, and I want you to see, this is when they got the 10 Commandments, Exodus 20 and 1. And Yah spake all these words. Brother Ronnie spake these words. No, it said, and the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yahweh, Jehovah, the Lord, whatever you say, thy Elohim, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Then you see in the secret society, it said this stuff go all the way back to ancient Egypt. Thou shalt have no other Elohims before me. None. Before me, beside me, over me. He said, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything. He said, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. You should have no images, graven images. Or what? Likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or what is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow thyself. He said, don't make no graven images. Don't do it. It's telling you, it's really two things. No graven image, or what does or mean? Something else. No graven images. Do they have graven images? We're going to show you. It says, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, nor serve them. Don't bow down and don't serve them. For I am the Most High, thy Elohim, am a jealous. He jealous. He ain't playing no games. Jealous. Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. If you are a Mason, you hate him. We're going to show you. But they got this. It's all about the what? The square, the compass, and the what? And the G. What's the square for? The square. The square, or the builder's square, is two equal flattened metal or wooden arms fixed that form a perfect right angle or a 90-degree angle. This tool is critical in stone masonry because it allows craftsmen to draw and carve perfect square corners. You know, that's where they get you ain't no square, is you? I had an aunt, she told me, you ain't no square, is you? When I was growing up, they used to call me a square. Why would they do that? Because I wanted to always follow the rules. I tried to stay out of trouble. I didn't want to do drugs. I didn't want to smoke. I didn't want to steal. I didn't want to do things that I wasn't supposed to do. Man, I'm trying to tell you, I was a square. That they called me a square. But in masonry, it said having perfectly square corners when building is critical to ensuring buildings do not so that the building don't lean and are structurally strong and sound. In Freemasonry, this symbol is used to teach lessons of morality. The notion that being square in your actions implying being honest and fair. That's what they say. Being what? Honest and fair. Square. What about the compass or the compasses? You know, in a dictionary, they say it's more correct to call it the compasses with an ES. It said most people likely know the compasses best from their geometry class. Don't I know? Miss Gailey, yeah, got a D in her class. The first, we used to do 6 weeks. The first 6 weeks, oh my, I thought my life was over. I had never made a D before. Never. Everybody took me all the way to the 10th grade to get a D. Second 6 weeks, a D again. my 10th grade year, I forgot. I didn't know what TV looked like. My mama said, you ain't what you going home. Y'all going to baseball, you go to school, baseball practice and home. No TV, you study. Because of geometry. No nothing. Couldn't play Sega Genesis. Had a new Sega Genesis, but I couldn't play it. Well, it wasn't new. They got it from the pawn shop, but it was new to me. We see you, Brother Sterling. No, okay. You know. Stuck in there. Okay, you know where it is, Brother Sterling. You know where to get it. Brother Woody, security, we see you. Might need you after this. Well, my mama wouldn't let me watch TV, and my mom and dad, we don't make D's around here. D for dummy. But by the end, about maybe 75% in, when I just they saw I was doing my best. They said, "You doing the best you can, son. You doing the best you can. This just that one. You making all A's and everything else. So we ain't gonna even stress you on it." And I think the last 6 weeks I got a C Oh, you talking about I was trying. But anyway, but what does it? What does the compass symbolize? In geometry, it is used for drawing perfect circles and arcs. A crucial element. Miss Gailey was the best teacher ever. She worked with me and gave me extra credit and everything. She worked with me. She was a good teacher. I just didn't get it. A crucial element of architectural planning and speculative masonry, the compasses symbolize self-restraint and man's ability to rein in his yearning so that he may live a balanced life. You got the Bible for that. You don't need masonry for this. In the teachings of Freemasonry, they said their goal is to improve on man. In the teachings of Freemasonry, the compasses are symbolically employed to draw a boundary line around our desires to avoid overindulgence and maintain moderation, the foundation of morality and wisdom. Taken together, the square and the compasses can serve as a reminder that acting truly towards others and balancing one's own needs will lead to a life of integrity. You already got the Bible for that. But let's go to the letter G. Let's say the letter G. In America, the letter G is often found in the center of the square of the compass, the square and the compasses. It is less common in England and other parts of the world. Different people will ascribe different meanings to the letter G. For some, it refers to geometry. Yeah, right. And supports the Masonic lessons and symbolism associated with builders and architects, as well as the instrument and understanding of the order and perfection of the universe. Others see it as referring to God or the great architect of the universe, which is an ecumenical term used by Masons of different faiths, different faiths, like Christian, Hindu, Islam, whatever religion you may be in. They said, oh, we accept it all. Of different faiths to refer to deity as they pray together, each according to his to his own beliefs. Oh, I did put it in here. I thought I didn't put it in here. I was like, where it was supposed to be back there. So we saw the secret society. Let's look at it again. Let's see. We saw all of that with Dionysus. But look at that on the right. Dionysus. Pay attention to that. It's gonna be big. They got what? As I said, they got passwords, elaborate rituals, symbols, fraternity. You'll see it. But according to Yeshua HaMashiach, ain't nothing supposed to be no secret. Nothing. What did he say? Messiah, go ahead and tell us. Yeshua HaMashiach, Yahweh, go ahead and tell us. Yeshua answered him, when he was on trial. Yeshua answered him, said, I spake openly to the world. I always taught in the synagogue and in the temple, whither the Jews always resort, and in secret have I said nothing. I ain't said nothing. Even when he did pull his disciples to the side, he give people minutes. The parables, he tell a parable, then he would give them the meaning of the parable. Ain't no secrets. But the word openly, that word is parousia, freedom in speaking, boldness of speech, freely, boldly. Look at that. License, authority, in the yellow, openly, plainly, down at the bottom, unambiguously. It ain't ambiguous. What I say is what I say. Publicly, before all. Look down at the one in the middle from the Strongs. It said bluntness, publicity, openly. Thayer, freedom in speaking, unreservedness, openly, frankly, without concealment. Publicly, you get it. Nothing is supposed to be. It said, Yeshua, tell him again. He said, no man, when he have lighted a candle, put it in a secret place. Ain't no secret places. They got the Blue Lodge. They have what they got. They don't want no eavesdroppers or cowhands or cow hands or something like that. Which means we don't need nobody. We don't need nobody. Eavesdropping on what we do. Yeshua said, no man, when he had lighted the candle, and y'all supposed to be light, but y'all it's secret though. A candle, put it in a secret place, neither under a bushel, but on a candlestick, that they which come in may see the light. We ain't operating in no darkness around here. Secret, you see it. It's cryptos. Cryptos, hidden, concealed. Yeshua said we don't work like that. Clandestine, we don't work like that. You know, like them Ku Klux Klan, they have masks on trying to hide themselves. Trying to hide yourself. If you hate me, you hate me. Don't sugarcoat it. You hate me, just tell me. I appreciate that. Don't be hiding nothing. But today, when we think of Freemasonry, you know, we think of this is what we think. We think of the entertainment industry. Look at Beyonce, Madonna with a little mask on. No, you good, sister. You good. You good. You ain't got to apologize. This thing gonna be up here 24/7. But we think of Freemason. We think you see any of your favorite celebrities on there. We think of what is called the Illuminati, which is actually separate. Is separate from Freemasonry, but they still all tied together. But we don't show you. But I'm telling you, all these entertainment people, these people are just what? Distractions. They are part of the system, but they are designed to do what? Distract you. Because at the end of the day, we all just want to be entertained. Because guess what it means? They said, what does entertain mean? Provide someone with amusement and enjoyment. Because if they can amuse you, and the word muse means to think, and amuse means not to think. They don't want you thinking. They want you dumbed down. They want you to keep working these jobs 9 to 5. Well, you ain't got time to give the Most High no praise, no honor, no respect, no spending time in His Word at all. But entertaining means to amuse, divert, distract, delight, please, charm, cheer, beguile, interest, fascinate, enthrall, to enthrall you. You ever see your kids playing these games? They be enthralled in those games. Watching cartoons, they're enthralled in those things. Interest, fascinate, enthrall, engage, involve, occupy, absorb. They want to absorb you. Immerse, engross, preoccupy, to hold your attention on those things. What would the opposite be? To bore you? Because a lot of times we think the Bible boring. When we used to say, Mom, I'm bored, she tell us, read the Bible. Oh, man. That's what they want to do, man. They want to enthrall you. But I told you, amuse means to think. What does muse mean? Muse mean? And I did not put the muse. How did I not put that in there? My goodness. You know, when I duplicate the slide, because I know that's going to be the next. But muse means to think or to ponder on. How did I do that? Gotta go. I got to show y'all this. I got to show it to you. So you won't think Brother Ronnie just making stuff up. And I call myself double checking myself. I should have sent it to somebody to review, but they don't know what to look for. So I'm going to stop this screen. And we're going to go back to dictionary.com. Let's see. Hold on. Give me 1 second, brothers and sisters. We ain't going to be here that long. Let's see. Muse definition. Okay. How did I not put this in there? Okay. Let me put this up. Should be up in just a second. Let me know when you get it. All right. It says in Greek and Roman mythology, each of the 9 gods, he said Muse. Each of the 9 goddesses, the goddess of Zeus and Mesmerine, similar. But anyway, it says inspiration. When you muse on things, it's inspiration, creative influence, stimulus, stimulation, afflatus. It says a creative influence. That ain't the one. Let's say see more. That's what we want. All right, this is the one we want. It says to muse, to be absorbed in thought. Entertainment, you ain't thinking about nothing. It says to ponder, consider, to think over, about, mull over, reflect on. See, when you put an A in front of it, amuse means you're not doing any of these things. You're not. That's what these entertainers, that's what they are here to do. To stop you, to get you out of the Most High's way of thinking. They don't want you to think. They want you to be amused. Hold on. Pull the lesson back up. All right, share. All right, back where we were, right? Because that's what they want to do. Entertain you. Who want to entertain you? All these people. That's what the system is set up to do, to keep you entertained. But who was the first actor? Because we love to go to movies. We're going to show you how all this tie in. Who was the first actor? The Origins of the Art of the Art Form by Kevin Red. The first actor, thespian. The first time I heard that word, I was a new teacher. My first year of teaching, this was like in 2006. In 2006, and we was eating lunch at the table, and one teacher said, "Oh yeah, I'm a thespian." I looked at her, I said, "Oh, who?" she said, "Oh no." She said, "No. That has nothing to do with lesbian." She said, "I'm a thespian." I said, "Oh, okay. Well, what is that?" She said, "The study of theater." But anyway, I said, "You are what?" Oh boy. But thespian, in the classical term, that may immediately conjure the image of someone in an Elizabethan garb on stage holding the skull. It was the best of times. It was, that kind of thing. As declaring Alasia, But the word, which dates back to the 6th century BC, carries a lot of weight. Not only does it imply a certain level of craft and dedication, but it is also directly linked to the origins of acting and the way we tell and absorb stories. Everything we associate with craft today, from the Shakespearean theater to Broadway to cinema to television, began more than 2,500 years ago with a muddled history involving what? God worship and a traveling bard. If that's all Greek to you, read on. What we gonna do? Let's read on. So the history of acting. So the origins of theater. On top of being a hub for breakthroughs in philosophy, you say, on top of being a hub for breakthroughs in philosophy, pay attention to this stuff: art, architecture, medicine, mathematics, science. Ancient Greece was also the birthplace of theater. Oh yeah. While most of the concrete details have been lost to time, the most reputable description of the arts form's origins come from the writings of Aristotle. Ancient Greek society revolved around the worship of many gods and goddesses in its pantheon, including Dionysus, the god of wine, vegetation, pleasure, festivity, madness, and wild frenzy. Greeks celebrated this deity in a festival called the Great Dionysia, which took place each spring in Athens. Established in the 6th century, this government-backed festival drew thousands of people from all across the country. Though reports vary, this was also a time when women, slaves, and prisoners could experience. See, they let the workers off this time. Let's give them a little break, where they could experience a modicum of freedom, usually reserved for male Athenian citizens. The multi-day festival consisted of processions, animal sacrifices, athletic competitions, drinking, music, dancing, and performing hymns called dithyrambs. These were epic narratives about Dionysus, told through large-scale choral performances and dance. So theater was originally what? To the god Dionysus. Brother, what do you tell her we can't? I ain't say that. But you need to understand what they're trying to do. What you need to understand is what I'm watching, I do not need to get that engrafted into me. That's what you need to understand. But it said Dionysus. But let's go to an Encyclopedia of Freemasonry by Albert Mackey. And this is not volume 1, it's actually volume 2. So that's my mistake. It's volume 2. It says this was under the word dedication. But down in the blue, it asks, we'll go before the blue. It says, to whom were the lodges dedicated during the Mosaic dispensation? They said they had lodges then. It says, but I don't believe these answers, but it said to Moses, the chosen of God in Israel, and Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, who was a eminent patron to, they said Solomon was an eminent patron of the craft of masonry. They love Solomon because he did build the temple in Jerusalem. In this Bible right here, they got pictures all of Solomon. We're going to show you. But it said, under what name were the Masons during that period known? What name were they known? under the name of the Dionysiacs, geometricians or masters in Israel. Dionysiacs? That's Dionysus. All this stuff is interrelated. But let's read on. The first actor. The first actor, that's why they call it thespian. According to Aristotle, the world's first actor was Thespis of Icaria, a poet who stepped out of the chorus at the great Dionysia in 534 BC to play an individual character who held a dialogue with the chorus. And he began to expand his repertoire. He differentiated his personas by wearing various linen masks in doing so. So he was able to change himself from different characters by changing his clothes, putting on a mask. In doing so, Thespis created the concept of the protagonist and acting all together. Where? At the great Dionysia. Supposedly, the poet who won an award for his performance. What was his reward? A goat. A goat? According to this legend, this became the source of the word tragogia, which translated to goat song. This, in turn, evolved into the modern word, what? Tragedy. Because guess what, brothers and sisters? A lot of people, they sympathize with Satan. They say, oh, he just misunderstood. No, he just gonna be destroyed in hell. That's what's gonna happen. But Thespis, and by the way, in these Masonic books and stuff, you rarely see the word hell. You rarely see the word devil. I wonder why that would be. I'm trying to tell you. Oh, yeah, and guess y'all be on the lookout. Maybe tomorrow or the day after, they're gonna put a little tag on my video that's gonna take you to Wikipedia or something, trying to say if they put a tag on your video, you doing something. They gonna put a tag on it. Because what we talking about Freemasonry. It says they put a tag on my flat earth class. Put it showing you that this is archaic, it has been disproven, da 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 da. All right. But that's his transformation. It says that's his transformation into someone who wasn't himself caused quite a stir at the time. Can you imagine? You this nice guy and you turned it. You just turned into whoever you were pretending to be. According to the historian philosopher Plutarch, an Athenian lawmaker named Solon confronted the actor after the performance, asking if he was not ashamed to tell so many lies before such a number of people. I would love to have seen that performance. The bard went on to create the concept of theatrical touring when he began traveling from city to city, performing atop a horse-drawn cart. He also drew a few plays himself. Wrote a few plays himself. Thespis has another legacy that persists to this day, according to the superstition, leaving a bare bulb known as a ghost light. Burning, I don't know if y'all ever seen that on TV. I have before. I should have put a picture here, but I didn't. Burning on stage is practice used to ward away his mischievous. So when Thespis used to go onto there, he would leave that light bulb there and he'll walk off stage. But what was it supposed to do? To ward away his mischievous spirits. See, back in the day, actors were looked at as people who had spirits and demons. You can go and watch our Origins of Witchcraft Part 1 and 2. It's about 3 years ago we did. And we talked about that. How we had some famous actors saying that spirits took over their bodies when they was performing. Yeah. But let's keep reading on. It says, in the wake of Thespis' contributions, Athenian theater began to flourish in 472. Aeschylus wrote what is considered to be the first play, The Persians, which added a second speaking role called the what? The antagonist. So we got the hero and then we got the person that's going against the hero to the equation. The work ushered in an era that came to be known as the golden age of Greek tragedy or tragedy, whatever that word was. Dramatic competition between playwrights became a tent pole of the Great Dionysia. And the Great Dionysia was a festival that they did to ancient Greek god. As rigid religious narratives fell away in favor of stories rooted in history, myth, and current events, in the 5th century, Lysias, Sophocles, Freakius, whatever his name is, Ferentius, I'm butchering it, emerged as fierce competitors at the Great Dionysia and innovators when it came to the development of drama. Blah 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 blah. Go skip down because I got a class called course jesting that's coming up as well. Comedy has also begun to emerge during this period. The earliest surviving example is Aristophanes' Arcanius, which debuted in 425 BC. So comedy also started to come up. But I'm just telling you, all of this acting and all of that stuff, these movies are designed to influence you on what to wear, what's cool. You even see it with with decorations. You see the big thing now. Everybody got gray in their house, gray floors, gray this, gray that. It just over time. I remember crown molding was the big. Oh, you got crown molding. Everybody started doing it. Can't nobody just keep stuff the way. Green carpet back in the 70s, orange carpet back in the 70s. You could just see everything. Where do they get it from? They see it from the actors on TV, on the movies. But pop culture, it says pop culture, also called mass culture, what we want the people to do, or pop culture, is generally recognized by members of a society as a set of what? Practices, belief, artistic output, also known as popular art or mass art, and objects that are dominant or prevalent in a society at a given point in time. Popular culture always encompasses the activities and feelings produced as a result of interaction with these dominant objects. The primary driving force behind pop culture or popular culture, especially when speaking of Western popular culture, are what? The media, mass appeal, marketing, and capitalism. And it is produced by what philosopher Theodore Adorno refers as culture industry. Heavily influenced in modern times by mass media, this collection of ideas permeates the everyday lives of people in a given society. Therefore, popular culture has a way of influencing individuals' attitude towards what? Certain topics. That's what the movies is for. That's what television is for. That's why they call them television programs, to get you to do what? To accept certain things. You remember growing up, we used to watch the sitcom back in the day. Like Leave It to Beaver, where it used to be so wholesome. You got Mama, you got Daddy, you got Wally and the Beav. Just nice family. But as time changed, it started to change a little bit. You started to have the mom and daddy, they divorcing. Then you start, then you start having every sitcom. They always had it went from all white to we might have one black character. So because it's okay to accept black people now. And then you have one where it's always a alternative lifestyle, homosexual person, to where it's come. Now we have that kind of couple. It just engineering you on what to think. And look at how the world is today. It's crazy. That's what the entertainment part of the secret societies is to keep you enthralled into that mess. It says, because of this popular culture is something that can be defined in a variety of conflicting ways by different people across different contexts. It is generally viewed in contrast in other forms of culture, such as folk culture or culture, working class culture, high culture, blah, blah, blah. But watch this one. The common pop culture categories are entertainment. Didn't I just tell you that? Such as what? Film, music, television, and video games. A lot of these false worship, they in these video games. God of War, all that stuff in there. News, as in people, places in the news, politics, fashion, telling you what to wear, technology, and slang. You got some, don't nobody say jive. No, yeah, I'm hip to the jive. Man, I mean, we used to say I'm about to go. I don't even know if they say I'm finna bounce, or when I was in school, man, we about to vamp up out of here. We about to vamp. I mean, I'm finna go. They don't say that no more. We about to vamp. Like vampires, you just disappear. But dictionary, pop culture, What is it? It says modern popular culture transmitted via the mass media and aimed particularly at younger people. They want your kids. Through what? Fashion. Me, you know, on the sick. Mom, Dad, you're not hip. You're not in. That's out. That's old school. Fashion, music, and the iconography of pop culture offer the perfect medium for what? Profit. Getting rich off you being stupid. It's a number one, pop culture as a noun. Number two, adjective. Also, pop culture relating, referring, or belonging to culture and commercial artifacts, media, and entertainment. Look at it. How are you dressed? A lot of people are dressed what they see in the movies. Who they see what they see the celebrities wearing, they want to wear. The celebrities got on the red bottom shoes. I got to have the red bottom shoes. They wearing skinny jeans. I gotta wear skinny jeans. Bring back the turtleneck, man. I like turtlenecks. They don't want it. You crazy? You wear turtlenecks now. But the dictionary, guild, because masonry was a guild. What is guild? A medieval association of craftsmen or merchants, often having considerable power. An association of people for mutual aid or the pursuit of a common goal. What's similar would be an association, a society, a union, league, alliance, coalition, a consortium, syndicate, combine, trust, organization, company, cooperative, partnership, fellowship, club, order, lodge, sisterhood, sorority. Go watch our fraternity and sorority class. Brotherhood, fraternity. I'm just trying to tell you guys. And guess what they got? An actor's screen guild. They got the actors, they got a guild too. This stuff ain't nothing but a branch. But last, we ain't gonna spend a lot of time on this entertainment stuff. But the beehive in Freemasonry. Get who? Beyonce, she got a beehive. Look at her dressed like the Queen of Heaven. Look at her. But in this Bible back here under beehive, the question is, in what way is the ancient beehive used in ancient masonry? The answer is, among the ancients, particularly among the Egyptians, the beehive was a symbol of an obedient people. And Beyonce beehive, they would, if you say something bad about her and they find out, they come in to get you. Got you. Some people will travel way across the country just to go hear Beyonce sing, dance, perform. It said it was a symbol of an obedient people and an emblem of systemized industry. You know, the music industry, the entertainment industry. It says, a more appropriate picture of organized and united labor cannot be found. Hence, Freemasonry has adopted the beehive as a symbol of industry, a virtue stressed in ritual and by what? Lectures. But this same book, what are the arts and sciences? Then the question is, name the 7 principles ones emphasized in Freemasonry: grammar, rhetoric, logic, arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy. But you said, brother, I don't see acting in there. That ain't nothing but rhetoric. Okay, but you don't say, okay, we gonna go to the Oxford Handbook of Rhetorical Studies. This is chapter 36. This chapter demonstrates the impact of rhetorical training in shaping the Elizabethan theater, which we already read, at the end of the 16th century. English schoolmasters had translated the Latin rhetoric of Cicero and Quintilian into the vernacular, and these verbal forms, schemes, tropes, and figures. Oh, Brother Ronnie used to want to be an actor. I wanted to be a comedian and an actor. Matter of fact, I was in one of my churches, I was on a drama team. And I tore it up, man. Had the accents and everything. Folk were like, man, you hot. Yeah. But the Most High, he wouldn't let me get into that stuff. You know, my grandma stopped the comedian stuff. She said, no, they some liars. I said, okay, grandma, I can't be that. May Lee, she said, no. I said, okay. It says, Quintilian into vernacular and the verbal form, schemes, tropes, and figures became a central figure of tutor pedagogy. 2 classroom exercises in rhetoric were prosopopoeia, which is the impersonation of a character that's acting, rhetoric, I ain't got time to read all this. We got a lot to. But down at the bottom it said the possibilities or rhetoric as a persuasive art serve to complicate the drama and thus to immerse the audience in the process of that's the same thing, y'all. That's just all that Illuminati. That's just a guild. That's just one section of this whole thing. But do you see any of your famous Mason people that you might know up in there? Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq. My goodness. Jesse Jackson, Don King, Al Sharpton, Thurgood Marshall, and many others. Look at this. You see, look at these. George, all these people. Look at them. They all up there. Colin Powell, Ty Cobb, the baseball man, John Wayne. You see him. Look at him. Shaq with them Prince Hall Masons right there. You see him. Look at it. But look at it. Where I got that picture down there. Look at it. Ritz Theater and Museum. Man, stop. But I told you, they just distractions. From what? This family, I ain't gonna say their names. Not gonna say their names. These are people that run everything. They run it all. These people, they run it all. I ain't gonna say their names. But and it always distract you from there is only one way to the Father. One way. One. Because we saw it. He is the way, the truth, and the life. When we go down to verse 4, he said, and whither I go, ye know, the way ye know. Masonic is not the way. Thomas said unto him, Lord, we know not whither thou goest. How can we know the way? Yeshua said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man coming to the Father but by me. I'm going to tell you that the Masons, the Freemason, the whole thing, it's you can come anyway. But the way, we know the way is what? As always the scripts. Psalm 119, the way. Blessed are the undefiled in the way who walk in the law of the Most High, the Torah. The truth, thy righteousness and everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. That's the truth. The life, whosoever despises the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. With what life? The law of the wise is a fountain of life, because Yeshua is the way, the truth, and the life. He is the living embodiment of what is written. But I'm gonna tell you this, brothers and sisters, there are many ways to Satan. Yeah, one way. See, the devil, he don't care what you do. He just know if you ain't doing what the Most High do, he got you. You come to him. But what is Freemasonry? What is it? According to their Bible, definition of Freemasonry. Question, can Masonry be succinctly defined? This their answer. Freemason has been well defined as a peculiar system of morality, veiled, hidden in allegory, and illustrated by symbols. By the practice of Freemasonry, its members may advance their spirituality and mount by the theological ladder from the lodge on the earth to the lodge in heaven. Freemasonry is not, however, a system of, they say they are not a system of religion. It is the handmaiden to religion, enforcing its daily practices. Okay, let's go. Let's get it. Let's go to Wikipedia. Freemasonry, or Mason, refers to fraternal organization that trace its origins to the local guilds of guilds. We showed you what a guild was. And from the end of the 14th century, regulated the qualifications of stonemasons and their interactions with authorities and clients. Modern Freemasonry consists broadly of two main recognition groups. Regular Freemasonry, which insists that a volume of scripture be opened in the working lodge, that every member professes belief in a supreme being, that no women be admitted. They got the Eastern Star now. And the discussion of religion and politics do not take place within the lodge. The Continental Freemasonry, which consists of jurisdictions that have removed some or all of these restrictions. The basic local organization, we're not going to read all that, but down there it tells you the three, we're going to look at them today, the three grades of medieval craft guilds was the Inn of the Princes, the Journeyman or Fellow Craft, and Master Mason. So we're going to show you. Let's go to Britannica. The origins of Freemasonry are not known definitively. But back here they said what? The 14th century, at the end of the 14th century. They said, but I'm going to tell you, it goes way back, and it's one figure. I'm going to show them to you today. The origins of Freemasonry are not known definitively. National organized Freemasonry began in 1717 with the founding of the Grand Lodge and Association of Masonic Lodges, where? In England! You better go watch that Sunday in Swine class. I showed you that. However, Freemason societies have existed for much longer. The most popular theory is that Freemasonry emerged out of stonemasonry guild of the Middle Ages. Working stonemasons had lodges where they discussed their trade, but with the decline of cathedral building, some lodges began, discuss their trade. But with the decline of the cathedral building, some lodges began to accept honorary members. Some of these operative lodges thus became speculative lodges, giving rise to symbolic Freemasonry. In the 17th and 18th centuries, the lodges adopted the trappings because they want to trap you of ancient religious order and chivalric brotherhoods. Freemasons themselves over the centuries have developed a mythologized history for their society, tracing their lineage. They say we're going to trace it back to King Solomon. I'm telling you, it's going back further than that. Freemasonry, watch this, according to Britannica, Freemasonry has always been religious in character. Wait a minute. Y'all just said Freemasonry is not, however, a system of religion. Yes, it is. We're going to show you that today. Freemason has always been religious in character. If you say you are a follower of Messiah and you are a Freemason, you are following another religion. Though it subscribes to no particular orthodoxy, to become a Freemason, the applicant has to be an adult male and must believe in the existence of a supreme. It don't matter what supreme being you believe in. You just got to believe in one. And in the immortality of the soul, the teachings of Freemasonry enjoin morality. This is how they get you. They trap you. Oh, morality, charity, and obedience to the law of the land. It is not, watch this, Freemasonry, it is not, however, a Christian institution. You say you a follower of Messiah and you a Mason, you are in another religion. Because this is what at the top, what do Freemasons believe? They telling you. Though it is often taken to be such, in fact, Freemasonry has received considerable opposition from organized religion, the Roman Catholic Church. I would give the Romans, they don't like it. We won't know what's going on in y'all meetings. But I'm telling you, they all together. They try to act like you already know about the Roman Catholic Church. They universal. Freemasons, guess what they are? Universal as well. The Roman Catholic Church ain't what it appeared. Just see what they preach doing to people. You know, what kind of people? You know, altar people. Just a man trying to protect the channel. But does Freemasonry still exist today? Freemason remains most popular in the what? British Isles. We ain't gonna read all this. This stuff from Great Britain, folks. This stuff goes all the way back to them ancient Celtic people, the Galatians. Go watch that Sunday in Swine class. See how you got pigs and how you got Sunday in your man. Stop. Stop. You Catholics, y'all married at the hip with these folks. Stop playing. Trying to act like you all. Man, what is Freemasonry? So what it's going to show you in most lodges in most countries, Freemason, we already saw that in Wikipedia, apprentice, fellow of the craft, and master mason. In many lodges, there are numerous degrees. You go all the way up to 33 degrees once you get out the Blue Lodge. In many lodges, there are numerous degrees, sometimes as many as 1,000. Woo! Superimposed on the three major divisions, these organizational features are not uniform from country to country. In addition to the main bodies of Freemason, derived from British tradition, there are also a number of appendant groups that are primarily. So let me keep reading. It says there are also if we would just read before we just go look up some stuff before you decide to do some stuff. You know how they able to fool Christians? Because Christians don't read the Bible. They listen to the preacher interpretation of the Bible, which is what? Wrong. They are especially prevalent in the United States. Among those known for their charitable work are the ancient order of the nobles of the mystic shrine, the Shriners. Shriners, them Arabic, is white today, but back then, the Shriners, they were Arabic people. In Britain and certain other countries, there are separate lodges restricted to women. In addition, female relatives of Master Masons may join the Order of the Eastern Star. That's a mess. My goodness. But let's look at Shriners, ancient order of the. This is what they mentioned. This is what they. The one that would have had. We got a school called the Shrine School. When I was in college, I had to go to that school for like 6 weeks. Not go to it, like once a week. It's a Shriner School. It's a school for children with disabilities. You know, from like just really major disabilities. Like we had some bedridden kids there, but we went there 6 weeks. You know, we interacted with them, teaching them PE or physical education. It was fun, but these are the people that funds that school. They do charitable donation. But when you read in Corinthians, what Paul said, it don't matter about all. You can feed your brother, clothe everybody, but if you ain't got love, which means keeping Torah, it don't matter. But the Order of the Eastern Star, we're not going to get into that today, but they some witches. That's all you need to know. Look at the Fatal, Fatal. You go look that up, rest of that up on your own. They some witches. Get out of that, women. But let's get back to the Mason. You got two rights. When you start down the bottom, the Blue Lodge, then you got your first degree to enter. We showed you that, fellow Master Mason, and you got two rights: the Scottish Rite and the York Rite. So just so you see that, look at that, take a screenshot, take a picture, do what you do. But why do they use blue? What is the significance of this color in Masonry? This is emphatically the color of Masonry. It is the one appropriate tincture of the. Go watch our tattoo class. You learn about tinctures of the ancient craft degree. Ancient. A lot of people don't know what ancient means. We're going to show you what ancient means today. As the color of the vault of heaven, which embraces and covers the whole earth, it is to the Mason the symbol of universal. Catholic means universal. That's what they all about. Friendship and benevolence. In the breast of every Mason, these virtues should be equally extensive, except white. Blue is the only decoration ever to be used in the Master's Lodge. Why they want to use? I'm telling you why they want to use blue. I'm telling you, they copying off the temple, because the table with the showbread, it had what? Blue. It had a blue cloth. A lot of the things in the temple had a blue cloth. That's why. White blue is the only decoration. Go look in the reading Numbers in Exodus. Go read. I didn't put it in here because some stuff didn't make the cut. They didn't make it. I had to cut some stuff because we'd be here for 8 hours if I didn't. It said the name Blue Lodge designated the symbolic lodge in which the first 3 degrees are conferred. They are the blue degrees. Most people, that's where they stay, in the blue. In the blue, they don't go past. But you see the steps of Freemasonry, the Scottish Rite and the York Rite, all of the different steps that you have to take. You know, look at that. What it's designed to do is to make a new world order, to get everybody under, to get these people and they influence people to get everybody doing the same thing. That's all it is. Just like the original Adam was supposed to do, Nimrod is a fake Adam. Do y'all know that? I'm going to show you Nimrod is the first Mason, the first evil Mason. Who can be a Mason? Let's see who can be a Mason. Qualification. Do you fit the bill? We're going to see. It said, what are the qualifications of the Masonic candidates? There are 2 kinds, internal and external. The internal qualification have been listed under the heading internal qualification. The external qualification are 5: moral, religious, physical, mental, and I lost my place. Political, mental and political. Morally, the candidate must faithfully observe the moral law. That's what Christians get their word. We follow the moral law. That ain't in the Bible. It don't say that. But the Bible just say you got to follow the law. It's the truth. Morally, the candidate must faithfully observe the moral law and lead a virtuous life. Religiously, he must believe in the existence of one supreme deity. Don't matter which one you do. And must be yielded to his superintending power and divine provinces, and he must believe in the immortality of the soul and the future resurrection into eternal life. Physically, he must be a man born free. So when this stuff happened, black man, it wasn't talking about you. Yeah, because you got what we call Prince Hall Masonry. There you go right there. But what is Prince Hall Masonry? We ain't going to read all this. It said Prince Hall Masonry is a branch of North American Freemasonry for African Americans founded by Prince Hall on September 29, 1784. Why? Because they told you couldn't be in it. We don't accept y'all. So, history, petition for admittance into existing lodges. Prior to the American Revolutionary War, Prince Hall and 14 other free black men petitioned for admittance to a white Boston St. John's Lodge, and they were declined. The Masonic fraternity was attracted to free blacks because Freemasonry was founded upon ideals of what? Liberty, equality, and peace. So, Grand Lodge of Ireland, having been rejected by colonial American Freemasonry, Hall and 14 others sought and were initiated into Freemasonry through Lodge number 41 of the. So they got in. You see it. Skip down to the green. Albert Pike, whose book we're gonna read in just a minute. This is what he said about black folks being in there. He said. It says, in a letter by General Albert Pike to his brother in 1875, he said, I am not inclined to meddle in the matter. I took my obligations to white men, not Negroes. When I have to accept Negroes as brothers or leave Masonry, I shall leave. He said, the day they get in, I'm out. But you want to be in it, though. But in let's keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Prince Hall. Let's look down on the bottom. Following many years of discussion, the Prince Hall Grand Lodge of the Caribbean and Jurisdiction was finally inaugurated on 24th of April 1993. According to data compiled in 2021, 46 of the 51 mainstream U.S. Grand Lodges recognized Prince Hall. Only 46 out of 51 U.S. Grand Lodges recognized. So 5 lodges don't want you. What states they in? And see if it shock you. Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, South Carolina, and West Virginia. I wonder why that man stopped. They got their little secret grips because we about to take you inside these blue lodges. We finna take you into their rituals. We getting ready to take you there. These are they different grips that they have. Grip of an inner apprentice. You on the first knuckle. They just go down the knuckles. You see it. But this is what it looked like in some of these places. This is what it looks like. Got an altar right in the middle. Look at it. Look at it good. Now we're going to go to this website called thesacredtext.com, and they have Duncan's Masonic Ritual and Monitor by Malcolm C. Duncan, 1866. He takes you through the ritual. So we're going to go through. They take oaths. They take oaths. So let's go ahead. The candidate is now. This is when they first getting in. It said the candidate is now requested to strip. Strip. Mr. Gabe, you will take off your coat. That's his name. Mr. Whoever the candidate was, you will take off your coat, shoes, and stockings, also your vest and cravat. And now your pantaloons, your pants. Here is your pantaloon, your drawers. Here is a pair of drawers for you. So they give you a pair of their drawers. You will now slip your left arm out of your shirt sleeve and put it through the bosom of your shirt. And that your arm and breast may be, we want your breasts out. The deacon now ties a handkerchief or a hoodwink over his. They want you. Well, why do they always got a blindfold? Even in the fraternity, the blindfold, they don't want you to see. Because if you actually saw what was going on, you'll be like, no, I ain't doing nothing. This stuff crazy. No. The deacon now ties a handkerchief or a hoodwink over his eyes, places a slipper on his right foot, and afterwards put a rope called a cable towel around his neck, letting it drag behind. Look to the right. It said, Gabe, on entering the lodge for the first time, I receive you to this the senior deacon talking. SD means senior deacon. Mr. Gabe, on entering this lodge for the first time, I receive you on the point of a sharp instrument pressing your neck. Got a some sharp poking him on his naked left breast, which is to teach you. No, the Bible teaches us. As it is a torture to your flesh, so should the recollection of it ever be to your mind and conscience, should you ever attempt to reveal the secrets, which Yeshua said, you need to tell everybody everything openly. The junior deacon now leaves the candidate in the hands of the senior deacon and takes his seat at the right hand of the senior warden. You got your senior warden, your worshipful master, all these. What? Skip down to the WM, the worshipful masters. What he said. Let no one enter on so important a duty without first invoking the blessing of the deity. What deity? Brother senior deacon, you will conduct blah blah blah. Skip down. They say Almighty Father of the universe to our. So now, if you Muslim or you Hindu or whatever religion you may be, you are whatever you are, and your lodge where you are, you'll be praying to that deity. But you just see it, guys. But let's see. Let's keep it pushing. I'm gonna skip down. It's still to enter the apprentice. Mr. Peter Gabe, who has long been in darkness, they tell him he been in darkness. But if you said you are follow Messiah, you shouldn't be in darkness. And now seeks to be brought to the light. Wait a minute. You a follower of the Messiah. You already been in the presence of Yeshua's marvelous light. Now they telling you got to see. That's when you yank the blindfold off. No, man, I'm already in the light, bruh. And receive a part in the rights and benefits of this worshipful lodge erected to God. Did the Most High tell us to do that? No. So let's see what now he finna take his oath. Now at the end of this enter the apprentice, he got to take an oath. It says, Gabe, Mr. Gabe, before you can be permitted to advance any farther in Masonry, it becomes my duty to inform you that you must take upon yourself a solemn oath or obligation pertaining to this degree, which I, as master of this lodge, assure you will not materially interfere with the duty that who you owe to your God, your family, your country, or neighbor. Are you willing to take this oath? The candidate, Mr. Gabe, said, I am. Brother Senior Warden, when you place the candidate in due form, which is by kneeling on his naked left knee, his right hand forming the angle of the square, his left hand supporting the Holy Bible or Quran if you're a Muslim, square encompasses his right hand resting thereon. The warden now prays. You see him. He's bowing down at an idol, at an altar that they built with the compass and the square and the G. Blindfolded, one knee, one breast out. But let's see his oath. He said, binding myself under no less a penalty than of having my throat cut across, my tongue snatched out at its roots, and buried in the rough sands of the sea at a low water mark where the tide ebbs and flows twice in 24 hours, should I ever knowingly or willingly violate my solemn oath and obligation as an apprentice. So if they got you, he said, I won't do it. I'd rather have my throat cut. Not whether, if I do, my throat will be cut and my tongue snatched out. You will follow the Messiah. Cut it out. Second degree. What they do, this is second time. Then what he got to do to go to the next degree, take off your boots, coat, pants, vest, necktie, and collar. And here is a pair of drawers. Why I can't wear my own drawers? Unless you have a pair. Oh, they say you can have a pair of your own. Okay, yeah, Hanes, briefs, boxer briefs. Now you would slip your right arm out. You see what they got to do? Tying a hood, blindfolding you. Skip ahead. Now it says, Brother Gabe, you are now kneeling for the second time at the sacred altar of masonry. Why are you doing this? What's his oath? He says, binding myself under no less a penalty than of having my left breast torn open, my heart. Now I want you can snatch my chest muscle off and take my heart out. And because I won't, and he said, and giving as prey to the wild beasts of the fields and the fowls of the air. What? If they ever tell the secret. You call it the light. Why everybody can't have the light? Master Mason. Again, he take off all his clothes except his shirt and drawers this time. Okay, you can keep your shirt this time. Look down at the bottom. It said, Brother Gabe, who has been regularly initiated. You've been into the apprentice. You went through the fellow craft, and now you wish to receive further light in masonry by being what? Raised to the sublime degree of Master Mason. Let's go to it. Now, what they tell him? WMB. The worshipful man tell him, Brother Gabe, you are kneeling for it. So 3 times you got to kneel at somebody's altar. At the altar of masonry to take upon yourself the solemn oath of the Master Mason. And I purposely did not put no videos with no famous stuff so they can't try to flag, you got to take this down, it's copyright strike. No, I wanted to put some videos in here. But I said, we ain't going to take that chance. You kneeling for the third time at the altar of masonry to take up yourself the solemn oath of a Master Mason. Stop. Look at him. You see him? Blindfold. Why? They know if you saw it, you'd be like, I can't do this. It's crazy. But this is this is the whole oath right here. We ain't gonna read all of it. But they say, I blank of my own free will and accord. You're doing it by your own free will and accord in the presence of Almighty God, whichever God you believe in, and this worshipful lodge. Him, they say, I won't do this. We're gonna follow. I ain't gonna read all this. It said, I will hell ever conceal and never reveal any of the secrets, arts, parts, points, or points. Brother, I'm not held to this. They say, I will abide by all laws, rules, and regulations of the Master Mason's degree. We're going to skip down to the red, where it's underlined in red. It said further that I will always aid and assist all poor, distressed, worthy Master Masons, their widows and orphans. What about other people? Knowing them to be such as far as their necessities may require and my ability to permit. I wanted to put in from the movie. What was that movie with that? Was that Rosewood? Rosewood. What they were running, and the white man was in trouble, and it was a black Mason. He was like, I gotta help him. They were like, you can't help him. He was gonna help. He held him Mason. I gotta help him, even though they don't like me. So you know that black dude was Prince Hall Masons. So he ended up getting himself killed over that. Their widows and their orphans, knowing them to be such as far as their necessities may require and my ability permit. What? Let's go down to the yellow. He said further that I will not have illegal carnal intercourse with a Master Mason's wife, his mother, sister, or daughter, knowing them to be such, nor suffer the same to be done by others if in my power to prevent. Wait a minute. What about everybody else? Wife. But down the bottom, under no less penalty than that of having my body severed in two, being cut in half, my bowels taken from me, your guts snatched out and burned to ashes. You see it, man. Well, you see this. You make an oath, you got to keep it. Let's go. Yeshua, what you say about oaths? Matthew 5:33-35. Again, ye have heard that it had been said by them of old time, thou shalt not forswear thyself, but thou shalt perform unto the Most High thine oaths. Now they told you you swearing to your own to your God. Numbers 30:2. If a man vow a vow unto the Lord or to the Most High, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. If you did this, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceeded out of his mouth. Skip to verse 30. I'm gonna go to Matthew, back to Matthew 5:34. But I say to you, swear not at. Yeshua said, swear not at all. Now he's saying don't. If he's saying don't take oaths, this is all Yeshua was saying here. He was saying, whatever you say, do it. But don't swear at all. He said, but I say to you, swear not at all, neither by heaven. You be on the safe side. Don't make no oaths. Because most of the time, you can't do it. But if you do, you are snared by the words of your mouth. You got to do it. Don't swear by the earth, for it's his footstool. Neither by Jerusalem, for it's the city of the great king. They have what? Passwords. Didn't we see they have passwords? Passwords. So he at the third, he at the third degree. He ain't out the woods yet. The password is Tubal Cain. The Mason places his thumb on the space between the second and third knuckles of the blah, blah, blah. You can read the rest of it on your own. But it says, by what? This is the senior deacon. By what further right or benefit does he expect to gain admission? It says, by the benefit of the password. Has he the password? He has it not, but I have it for him. Advance and give it to me. Junior deacon here steps forward and whispers in the senior deacon's ear, Tubal Cain. The pass is right. So they let him in. He getting ready to go to the next phase. But Tubal Cain. It said Tubal Cain gave the first occasion to the name and worship of Vulcan. That's another god. Been very probably conceived both from the very great affinity of the names, and Tubal Cain is expressly mentioned to be an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron, and as near relation as Apollo. That's a Greek god. And I said, right when I finished this class yesterday, I get the news that Apollo Creed had died. I said, the Most High sure let you know you on the right path. We don't follow after signs. Signs follow after us. Jubal had the Tubal Cain, who is the inventor. Jubal had the Tubal Cain, who was the inventor of music. Music. Masons want you to dance to the music. Dance to the music. I wish I had me some guitar for people to move their feet. Boom, 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 boom. Wish I had me some guitar. That's our Martin movie, Black Knight. But why would they use the name Tubal Cain? Why? Not only that, you can look in Genesis. Is it Genesis chapter 4? It talks about the seed line of Cain. Tubal Cain ain't in Adam genealogy. He in Cain genealogy, the wicked genealogy. But why use Tubal Cain? Let's go to Genesis chapter 4. And Lamech took, this is Cain, great, down. And Lamech took 2 wives. The name of the one was Ada, and the other name was Zillah. And Ada bore Jabal. He was the father of such that dwell in tents, and such as to have cattle. And his brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of all that's, music. And Zillah, she also bare Tubal Cain, an instructor and artifact. That's why they use the name Tubal Cain, because Masons use these things, but they don't know Tubal Cain and them, they were wicked. The name Tubal Cain is the name is a name for tubalization process for abortion. But now he had to have his password so he can go up in here and get the 3 ruffians and Hiram of beef. He got to go through this next ritual with the 3 ruffians. He got to go in there and get roughed up. I guess he getting jumped in the gang. I don't know. But this picture down on the bottom right, this comes from this Bible. It's the builders of Solomon's temple. It got Hiram of Beef, Hiram of Tyre, and King Solomon. These people hold them in high regard. Hiram of Tyre, Hiram of Beef. See, now, a bit of beef have been added to a character in the Bible named Hiram. Hiram of Beef didn't really exist, but they made him exist. They try to put the person in the Bible to represent Hiram of Beef. We're going to show you, but the first ruffian. Here we go. The first ruffian. Left to right, you got your senior deacon, who is the conductor, the candidate, the first ruffian. let's go in here. It says, Brother Gabe, even though I didn't just bowed at this altar 3 times, they say you are not yet a master mason. Neither do I know that you will ever be. I don't know. Wait, man. You done got me up in this junk kneeling at an altar, and you telling me I might not never be? Oh, we finna get down up in here. Until I know how well you will withstand the amazing trials and dangers that await you. The warders and brethren of this lodge require a more satisfactory proof of your fidelity, of your trust, before they are willing to entrust with you the more valuable secrets of this degree. You have a rough and rugged road to travel, beset with thieves, robbers, and murderers, and you should lose your life in the attempt. And should you lose your life in the attempt, it will not be the first instance of the kind, my brother. You will remember in whom you put your trust, with that divine assurance that he who endured to the end. See how they try to put some scripts up in there? But heretofore, you have had someone to pray for you, but now you have none. You must pray for yourself. You will therefore suffer yourself to be again. Why y'all gotta keep hoodwinking me? They told him you can pray orally or mentally. The candidate then kneels and the conductor ties a hoodwink very closely over both eyes so he can't see. After the candidate has said amen, the lodge room has been, they turn the lights out. Man, you can't pay me enough money to go up in somewhere halfway naked, blindfold, it's dark. And I don't know, man, please. So y'all crazy. It said, brother, it was the usual custom of our grand master. Very zesty. I'm not gonna tell you. Like, man, what the world you got? No, I will not. No, sir, I will not. No, they couldn't get me. No. It said, brother, now you finna get introduced to Hiram. Brother, it was the usual custom of our grand master, Hiram of Beef. This is the first he hears about Hiram of Beef. Because why? He don't really exist. To enter into the unfinished sanctum sanctorium, or a holy of holies of King Solomon's temple each day. They said this Hiram of Beef was killed. Bible don't say nothing about that. Each day at 12, while the craft were called from. Now wait a minute. The Most High gonna let this dude, Hiram of Beef, who from Tyre, work on his holy of holies, and the high priest couldn't even get up in there but one day out the year, the Day of Atonement. Stop. Each day at high 12, while the craft were called from labor to refreshment, for the purpose of drawing out his designs upon the trestle board, whereby the craft might pursue their labors, after which it was further his custom to offer up his devotions to the deity. Then he would retire at the south gate of, and this man Hiram, the one that's in the Bible, both Hirams that's in the Bible. Well, one Hiram was of the tribe of Dan. He had Israelite parents, but they try to make this Hiram be the same. That's what they try to do. They're not the same. But Hiram, the king of Tyre, man, his God is the God of the Sidonians. Stop! But anyway, It said, but let's keep it. We still on the first ruffian. So the first ruffian said, Grandmaster Hiram. They replaying out this ritual in which Hiram Abiff was killed. The ruffians are are some of the people that's in there, like the JW, the junior, whatever his name is, and the person playing Hiram Abiff is the person that's trying to get in Freemasonry. He said, Grandmaster, I am glad to meet you thus alone. I have long sought this opportunity. You will remember you promised us that when the temple was completed, we should receive the secrets of a master mason, whereby we might travel in foreign countries, work and receive master's wages. Behold, the temple is now about to be completed, and we have not obtained that which we have sought for so long. At first, I did not doubt your veracity, but now I do. Gives candidate a sudden twitch by the collar. I dare now for demand the secrets of them. The first reverend said, give me the secrets. You promised them to me. Conductor for the candidate, brother, this is an unusual. Why is the conductor saying this for the candidate? Because the candidate don't even know, have never heard of Hiram Abiff. So he talking for him. But the candidate is still playing the part of Hiram Abiff. Brother, this is an unusual way of asking of them. It is neither a proper time nor place, but be true to your engagement, and I will continue to be true to mine. Wait until the temple is completed, and then if you are found worthy and well qualified, you will unquestionably receive the masters of the secrets of the master mason. So Hiram Abiff said, I give it to you when we do. The ruffian shaking the candidate, this does not satisfy me. Talk not to me of time and place, but give me the secrets now. Conductor, on the behalf of Hiram Abiff for the candidate, I cannot, nor can they be given except in the presence of Solomon, king of Israel, Hiram, king of Tyre, and myself. The ruffian said, this does not satisfy me. He said, give it to me, or in the yellow, I'm going to take your life. So Hiram Abiff said, I shall not. And then the ruffian gives the candidate a brush across the throat with his right hand, and at the same time relinquishes his hold. So now he's finna go to the second ruffian. So he won't give him the secrets. They brush him across the throat. Second ruffian gonna ask him the same stuff. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me now, and give it to me now. And Hiram Abiff said, I will not. And he gives, so the second ruffian gives the candidate a brush with his right hand across his left breast, like Ric Flair. You know how Ric Flair just bust you in the chest? He got Ric Flair. So now he going to the third ruffian. Now the third ruffian asked the same thing. Give him to me. Give it to me. I'm going to kill you. When he didn't, when Hiram Abiff said, I will not, the worshiper master, he said, what happened? The worshiper masters, he said, I will not. Then the ruffian said, then die. The worshiper master here gives the candidate a blow to his head with a buckskin bag or a setting maul at the same time, pushing him backwards, brings the candidate's heels against the edge of a canvas, trips him up, and the candidate falls upon his back, caught in the canvas, clear to the floor, unharmed, but in many instances, he's badly frightened. The candidate, that will scare you. You blindfolded. So first you done got hit upside the, hold on, what did he hit him at? What the first one hit him at? Hit him across the throat, gave him a throat chop. The second dude gave him a hit across the breast like Ric Flair. Woo! And then the third one, they trip him up. He falling backwards in a dark room, blindfold, don't know where you going. He badly frightened. So then they go on, and the story goes, they found out he dead. The ruffians flee. Then they caught. Then he brought to King Solomon, and King Solomon said they should be put to death. They were put to death. They buried him, and they buried Hiram Abiff in the rubble of the temple. They buried Hiram Abiff in the Most High's temple. Do that sound right? No, man, stop all that. But so so the candidate is now have to go through like a burial ritual, like you've been buried, like you have died, and then because you got through the third degree, now you have been raised a new man. This is so sacrilege. This is in this Bible. So you can see the first initiated the first apprentice. The second one, you have passed, that you have been initiated. The second degree, you have passed through the fellow craft. The third, you have been raised. See how they so when they lift you up out of there, when they grab you by your hand with a special handshake and pull you up, you have been raised, like you've been raised from the dead. Stop. They bring you to a better light. They raising you from the dead. Those are all things Yeshua should be doing. But let's look at this haram of beef. Haram of beef. That's why I told this is a great in my study Bible. It gives you all at haram. So we gonna take a few looks at them. Look at them. But who is haram of beef? It said, who is haram? It says, and what importance is attached to him in Freemasonry? This haram is known as the widow's son. The widow's son. That ain't what the Bible say. Was a highly skilled and distinguished artist and mechanic who was sent by Hiram, king of Tyre, to Solomon to become the chief architect and builder of the temple. The Tyrians and the Sidonians were celebrated artists, and their mechanics were said to be the best of the world. It appears certain that Hiram of beef was superior to them all. Hiram of beef, you ain't gonna see no beef in the Bible at all. And the word of beef means the father. So they really call him Hiram the father. Yeah, fam. Hiram of beef was the son of a man of Tyre, but his mother was an Israelite, said to have been on record to have been of the tribe of Naphtali, and another a daughter of Dan. This is the most satisfactory. So how is the king of Tyre going to send a Hebrew man to some Hebrews? That don't even make sense. They said this is the most satisfactorily explained in this way. The woman was indeed a native of the tribe of Dan, but her first husband was the tribe of Naphtali, to whom Hiram was probably born. After the death of the first husband, she then married a man of Tyre, and her said they don't even follow Hebrew tradition. Stop it. Cut it out. Hebrews knew not to do that. Let's go. They said he a widow. Let's look at who they talking about. It says, and King Solomon sent and fetched Hiram out of Tyre. He was a widow's son. But see, back here, they said Hiram sent him. Right here, Solomon sent for him. And Solomon, and look, it said a, not the. He was a widow's son. They said the widow's son. You got to catch these little nuances. Who is the widow's son? In the Bible, who the widow's son? The Queen of Heaven, she got a son named Tammuz. She was a widow's son of the tribe of Naphtali, and his father was a man of Tyre, a worker in brass, and he was filled with wisdom and understanding, and the cunning to work all works in brass. And he came to King Solomon and wrought all his work. And Hiram made lavers and the shovels and the basins. So Hiram made an end of doing all the work that King Solomon that he made for King Solomon for the house of the Lord. So now what the thing would be is this dude, my personal belief is that Hiram is not the same one. Is not the same one that the Masons trying to. They're not the same person. They're not the same person. And if you read in other extra biblical sources, it don't say nothing about Hiram. When Solomon built the temple in the Testament of Solomon, it don't say nothing about Hiram being killed in the temple. Don't say it nowhere. Matter of fact, in the Testament of Solomon, it said demons built the temple. You know, I don't get into all that, but there ain't nowhere in the scriptures where it say Hiram died in the temple. Nowhere. And watch this, and his father was a man of see, they say he was a man of Tyre. No, he might have worked in Tyre, or let's just say he was a Hebrew Israel. Let's just say he was a man of Tyre. if he was the only way he could marry a Hebrew woman was he would have to convert. That's the only way. But let's go to Haram of beef in right here. It says a beef, an epithet which has been applied in scripture to that celebrated builder who was sent to Jerusalem by King Hiram of Tyre. No, the scripture said Solomon sent for him. It says to superintend the construction of the temple. The word, which, and they ain't the same person, they just making it be him to fit their stories. It says the word in which, I'm not going to read all this, but down in the middle, it says Abiff literally and grammatically signifies his father. So who is Haram of beef? Who is Haram of beef? We don't know who he is. We know they trying to make a dude in the Bible be him. that's what they trying to do. But let's look at Haram, king of Tyre, because back here we just see all the places that the name Haram is used, and Abiff is never used anywhere. They just threw that in there. But who is Haram? And Haram, king of Tyre, sent messengers to David, and because guess what, the king of Tyre at this time was a friend of David, sent messages to David and cedar trees and carpenters and masons and masons, and they built David a house. Now Haram, king of Tyre, sent messengers to David and the timbers of cedars with masons and carpenters to build him a house. Right? So David had the king of Tyre build him a house. Watch this. Let's see. So that was 2 Samuel 5:11, 1 Chronicles 14:1. Watch this. So this same Haram, and the king, not Haram of beef, because they said Haram the king sent Haram of beef to Solomon. That's what they say. Now it says, and Haram, king of Tyre, sent his servants unto Solomon, for he had heard that they had anointed him king in room of his father. For Haram was ever a lover of David. They were friends. And Solomon sent to Haram, saying, thou knowest how David my father could not build a house unto the name of the Lord, his God, for the wars which were about him on every side, until the Lord to the Lord put them under the soles of his feet. But now the Most High, my God, have sent me to rest on every side, so that there is neither adversary nor evil occurring. And behold, I purpose to build a house. See, we skipped to verse 6. Now, therefore, he said, now therefore command thou that they hew me. Let me read verse 5. And behold, I purpose to build a house unto the name of the Lord my God. And the Most High spake unto David my father, saying, thy son, whom I will set upon thy throne in thy room, he shall build a house unto my name. Now therefore command that they hew or cut me cedar trees out of Lebanon, and my servants will be with thy servants, and until thee will I give hire for thy servants according to all that thou shalt appoint. For thou knowest that there is not among us any that can skill or hew timber like unto who? The Sidonians. Right? So Solomon said, I need some wood from y'all, bruh. Watch this. And it came to pass when Hiram heard the words of Solomon that he rejoiced greatly and said, blessed be the Lord this day, which hath given unto David a wise son over all this great people. And Hiram sent to Solomon, saying, I have considered these things which thou sentest to me for, and I would do all thy desire concerning the timber and concerning timber of fir. My servant shall bring them down from Lebanon unto the sea, and I will convey them by floats, boats, so y'all can get the wood, unto the place thou shalt appoint me, and will cause them to be discharged there, and thou shalt receive them, and thou shalt accomplish my desire in giving food for my household. I will give you the wood from Lebanon for food, and you give me food in exchange. So Haram gave Solomon cedar trees and firs according to all his desire, and Solomon gave Haram 20,000 measures of wheat for food to his household, gave him food. And the Most High gave Solomon wisdom as he promised, and there was peace between Haram and Solomon, and they two made a league together. We don't see nowhere where Hiram of beef, where Hiram, king of Tyre, sent Solomon Hiram of beef to do stuff. We don't see that. That's interpolated into the scriptures. But they made a league. Oh, they made a league. But all that means is they cut a covenant. That's it. What was the covenant? Wood for wheat. That's what the covenant was. I give you wood, you give me wheat. Oh boy, oh my goodness. But watch this. But you say, but I thought the Most High told them you can't do nothing with them Canaanite nations. No, that ain't what the Most High said. Don't marry them. He didn't say you couldn't do other things with them. Watch First Kings 11:1. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites, of the nations concerning which the Most High said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them. That's what the King James say. Neither shall they come into you. For surely they will turn away your heart after other gods. Solomon clave to these in love. New King James say the same thing. It said, but King Solomon loved many foreign women, as well as the daughter of Pharaoh, women of Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, and Sidonians, and Hittites, from the nations of whom the Most High have said to the children of Israel, you shall not intermarry with them, nor shall they with you. So Zidonians equal Sidonians, and go into them means marrying. And don't marry them. Didn't say y'all can't trade wheat in wood. Didn't say that. Right? So let's go to 1 Kings chapter 9. Now, this is the let me see. Yeah, so you see they built Hiram and King Tyre Hiram. He went to see how Solomon had built the house. Watch this. And it came to pass after the end of 20 years when Solomon had built the two houses, the house of the Lord and the king's house. Now Hiram the king of Tyre had furnished Solomon with cedar trees and firs, and with gold according to all his desire, that the king Solomon gave Hiram 20 cities in the land of Galilee. And Hiram came down from Tyre to see the cities which Solomon had given him, and they pleased him not. They didn't please him. He gave him some. Solomon paid him with some my brain freeze. Paid him with some land in Galilee, but Hiram didn't like it. He didn't like it. And they had business transactions, and because of the building of this temple, Solomon had to raise taxes on the people, because all of the gold that he needed to build this place. But nowhere in there do we see Hiram of beef building nothing. So let's go to the legend of the third degree. The legend of the third degree. The most important and significant of the legendary symbols of Freemasonry is undoubtedly that which relates to the fate of Hiram Abif, commonly called the way of excellence. They say Hiram Abif is commonly called by the way of excellence. Hiram? No, that's Yeshua. I'm telling you, this made up Hiram Abif is supposed to be taking Yeshua Hamashiach's place. You died in his likeness. Like when first degree, second degree, third degree, you dead, you resurrect. Stop! The first written record that I have been able to find of this legend, this by Albert Mackey, is contained in the second edition of Anderson's Constitution, published in 1738, and is in these words. If the temple was finished in the short space of 7 years and 6 months with amazement of all the world, when the capstone was celebrated by the fraternity with great joy, but their joy was soon interrupted by the sudden death of their dear master, Hiram Abif. Their dear master. Who is your master? Not Hiram Abif, whom they decently interred in the lodge near the temple according to ancient usage. So he died. So he ended up dying. We didn't read it in the sacred text, but he ended up dying, and Solomon found out they had a trial and everything and killed them folks. But Solomon, it says King Solomon in general grief, and the fact that the king of Israel ordered his obsequies, meaning his funeral rites, to be conducted with great solemnity and decency. The Bible don't say this. Look down. In yellow, the legend has been considered of so much importance that it has been preserved in the symbolism of every Masonic rite. which we read, where you fall back in the tarp. No matter what modifications or alterations the general system may have undergone, no matter how much the ingenuity or the imagination of the founders of the rites may have perverted or corrupted other symbols, abolishing the old and substituting the new ones. The legend of the temple builder has ever been left untouched. This haram of beef, they always, every Mason has to go through that rite. It's never been unchanged. The problem is everything they talking about, this haram of beef, it ain't true. It's a legend. It's made up. Don't you think the Bible would have told us? Oh boy. It says, look in the green. It was then the object of all the rites and the mysteries. Hold on. Let me go back to the. Oh no. I need to read this. It says the legend of the temple builder has ever been left untouched to present itself in all the integrity of its ancient mythical form. What then is the signification of this symbol? So important and so extensively diffused. What interpretation can we give to it that will account for its universal adoption? How is it that it is thus become so intimately interwoven with Freemasonry as to make, to all appearances, a part of its very essence, and to have been always deemed inseparable from it? The answer to these questions satisfactorily it is necessary to trace in brief investigation to the remote origin of the institution of Freemasonry and its connection with the ancient systems of initiation. It was then the object of all the rites and mysteries of antiquity to teach the doctrine of the immortality of the soul. This dogma, shining as an almost solitary beacon light in the surrounding gloom of pagan darkness, had undoubtedly been received from the ancient people or priesthood, among whom it probably existed only in the form of abstract proposition or a simple and unembellished tradition. These are traditions. The tradition of men makes the word of Yah of no effect. But to the right, at the top under legend, it said, thus in the Egyptian mysteries, we found a representation of the death and the subsequent regeneration of Osiris. In the Phoenicians, of Adonis. In the Syrians, of Dionysius. You know, we've seen this person already. Skip down. It says, the temple builder substitute for the temple builder substituted for that of Dionysius, however you say it, which was the myth peculiar to the mysteries practiced by the Tyrrhenian workmen. We already seen that they were called, what they were called back in the day. They were called Dionysians, if I said that right. Hence then, haram of beef is the Masonic system, the symbol of human nature as developed in the life here and to the life to come. And so while the temple was visible symbol, blah, 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 blah. He ain't real. They try to tie that haram in the Bible to it. They not real. Under legend, it says, I have said that this mythical history of the temple builder was this mythical history is not real. It's a myth. They tried to, man, stop. It's in all of those. But we can go, we can keep pushing. But we can go to Ezekiel, this the king of Tyre, because he got King Tyre lodges. But David was friends with Hiram, the king of Tyre. And Solomon had a league or covenant with him. Let's read. Ezekiel 28:11 through 19. King Tyre is synonymous with the devil. In Ezekiel chapter 28, we're going to show you who Ezekiel chapter 28, who this King Tyre was. Moreover, the word of the Most High came to me, saying, Son of man, take a lamentation, a funeral song upon the king of Tyrus or Tyre, and say to him, thus saith Yahweh, thou sealest of the sun, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You are the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. Thou hast been in the Eden, the garden of Yah. Now, was the king of Tyre, this particular king of Tyre, actually in the garden of God? No. It's symbolic of who? Hasatan. Every precious stone was thy covering. The sardis, the topaz, the beryl. You know the story. He said he was on the holy mountain of God and he was perfect till iniquity was found in him. But the multitudes of thy merchandise, because the Sidonians, the Tyrrhenians, they were great people of trade, but in merchants. And you know, he said Solomon was trading with the Zidonians. Man, the Israelites traded with people all the time. You can see that in Nehemiah when on the Sabbath they was trying to come in and sell their wares to the Israelites. Nehemiah said, "No, y'all can't do it this day. You got to wait another day. And if you come back up here on the holy day, I'm gonna put hands on you." They traded all the time. You just couldn't marry them. And the only way that an Israelite woman could marry them is that Israelite man had to convert. I mean, that man of another nation had to convert. It says, "I will Most High said, I'm gonna cast you out of there. You gonna be gone." But let's look up King Tyre. Yeah, he a liar too. Many translations, including the New International Version, identify the cherub with the king of Tyre, specifically Ithbaal, which means with Baal. You know, Jezebel dad, his name was Ithbaal. Now, Ithbaal the third is not the same as Jezebel's daddy. They just of the same lineage. But he reigned from 591 to 573 BC, who, according to the list of kings of Tyre in Josephus say the same thing, didn't put it in here because it'll take all day. And I'm going to need probably another 30 minutes or more. We getting there, guys. We getting there. Who, according to the list of kings of the Tyre of Josephus, was reigning contemporary with Ezekiel at the time of the first fall of Jerusalem. The cherubim eater. Many translations, including who? The New International Version even say it, you know, in the like footnotes. But anyway, look at what Tertullian said down at the bottom. It says, against Marcion, 210 linked the reference up to the fall of Satan. The king of Tyre is linked like the, you know, they Ethbaal and Jezebel. When Jezebel married Ahab, guess what? They worship Baal. But you sitting up in the King Tyre Lodge. But we talking about the good. No, stop. That name became tarnished as time went on. Why? Because they worshiped the god of the Zidonians. But anyway, we see it already, but you know, you got another Ithbaal the first, so it's a first, second, and third. Just do your research on that. You sitting up in the King Tyre Lodge. Stop. But under Hiram, back to volume 1, it says, what? Let's look at what Tyre is. The Tyre or Tyre. Tyre was one of the principal seats of the Dionysiac or Dionysies fraternity of artificers, a society engaged exclusively in the construction of edifices and living under a secret organization, which is subsequently imitated by the operative Freemasons. Of this association, it is not unreasonable to suppose that Hiram Abif was a member, and that on the arriving at Jerusalem, he introduced among the Jewish workmen the same exact system of discipline which he had found of so much advantage in the Dionysiac association at home, and thus gave under the sanction of King Solomon a peculiar organization to the Masons who were engaged in building the temple. These folks worship Dionysius, and the Masons today, they imitate them. Let's look up Tyre again. It said, this is in volume 2. This is be volume 2. It says, an ancient city of Phoenicia, which is in the time of King Solomon, was celebrated in the residence of King Hiram, to whom that monarch and his father David were indebted for great assistance in the construction of the temple. Let's skip to the yellow. It said the inhabitants of Tyre were distinguished for their skill as artificers, especially as workers in brass and other metals, and it is said to have been a principal seat of the skillful body of the architects known as the Dionysiac fraternity. The city of Sidon, The city of Sidon, which was under the Tyrian government, was but 20 miles from Tyre and situated in the forests of the Lebanon. The Sidonians, therefore, naturally woodcutters and were engaged in the felling of trees, which were afterwards sent on floats which we read, and thence carried by land to Jerusalem to be employed in the temple. It said, who visited Tyre, Dr. Morris, who visited Tyre in 1868, describes it. It describes Tyre as Freemason in the Holy Land, as a city underground lying like Jerusalem, 20 to 50 feet beneath a debris. You see it. But what did Yeshua say about Tyre and Sidon? That you want to sit up in King Tyre Lodge. You done bow to 3 altars. You done liken yourself to Hiram, being the Masons resurrected. Man, stop it. It says, woe to you, Tyre and Sidon. Woe to the unrepentant cities. This is what Yeshua said. Then he began to upbraid these cities when he was going to Chorazin. He said, verse 21, woe unto you, they didn't repent. Woe unto you, Chorazin. Woe unto the Bethsaida. For if the mighty works, where's Chorazin? A city that's in what? Galilee. A city that was in Galilee. You know who else didn't like some of the cities that was in Galilee? King Tyre. Solomon tried to gave him 20 cities, and he was like, I don't want these. Guess who lived in Galilee? Your Messiah. He said, woe unto thee, Chorazin, woe unto thee, Bethsaida, for if the mighty works which were done in you had been done in Tyre and Sidon, they would have repented long ago in sackcloth. He said, Tyre and Sidon, they would have repented, but they didn't repent. They wicked, according to Yeshua HaMashiach. But these Chorazin, they even more wicked. He said, but I said to you, it shall be more tolerable for Tyre and Sidon at the day of judgment than for you. It said it'll be more tolerable. Tyre and Sidon, they ain't getting in. But you sitting up in King Tyre Lodge. Let's go to their Holy Bible. We finna show you who this ancient man, who the ancient Mason man is. Woo! Give me to 245, y'all. Do y'all mind? Do y'all mind if I get a little more time? Oh man. Oh wow, I can't see y'all comments. It might be on here. I don't know if y'all been commenting or not. I don't know. But this is the introduction. Freemason in the Holy Bible. Friends and foes of Freemason agree that the institution is ancient. And ancient in the sense that it has existed from time of immemorial. You know how we do in rap ministries. We don't read over words. We don't know what they mean. Immemorial. Let's read it. Immemorial. It says originated in the distant past. Very old. Ancient. Old. Very old. Age old. Antediluvian. Timeless. Dateless. Timeless, dateless, but we know when Solomon built the temple, we knew around what time it was. Archaic, long-lasting, long-lived, time-worn, time-honored, ancestral, traditional, atavistic, of yore, rooted in the past. Let's look up antediluvian, before the flood. Prehistoric, primeval. The primeval, primordial, primal, earliest, ancient, early. You'll see it, folks. Look down at the bottom. Out of the ark. Out of the ark. Okay, let's go back. It says, friends and foes of Freemasons agree with the institution is ancient. Ancient in the sense that it has existed from time immemorial. In fact, the precise origin of Freemasonry is yet to be ascertained as the early records are lost. Ooh, we're going to show you the origin. We're going to show you the origin. I don't think I want to read all of this. We're not going to read all this. This stuff we have already talked about, the Scottish Rite, York Rite, coming out of British, England, all that kind of stuff. We already did that. But we're going to show you something. This Mystery Babylon. We're gonna show it to you. They talked about what? We're not going to read that. We already told you about Mystery Babylon. You got to go to the first Babylon. You see it. But let's look up the word mystery, because it says what? Verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of the abomination and filthiness of her fornication. And above her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. All right, Moons. Let's go to Moons. Let's see what Moons. It's just saying mystery. Mysterion. It says Mysterion from a derivative, a secret or mystery, through the idea of silence imposed by initiation into religious rites. Babylon. We know Babylon just means confusion, but let's keep it pushing. Satan and Nimrod, they are what? The author of confusion. I'm going to show you that Nimrod is the first Mason out of the ark. It's ancient. We're going to show you that Masons hold him in Nimrod in high esteem. We almost done. But you sitting up in the Teen Tire Lodge, you bowing down at 3 altars. You in pop culture doing any and everything all these people doing when ancient, and these movies and all this acting and theater came from what? Worship of Dionysus, and entire the Masons they were called Dionysus. You know the word they were called. You letting this stuff run your life. Really, if you allow movies and entertainment to influence the way you act, what you eat, what you wear, things that you partaking in, you a Mason too. You a Mason too. 1 Corinthians 14:33 said, "For Yah is not the author of confusion." He's not the author of Babylon. Nimrod, the author of Babylon. Because guess what? What does Babel mean in the Hebrew? Confusion. The Most High is not the author of Babylon, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints. Let's go to Isaiah 14:4. Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how the oppressor have ceased, the golden city ceased. How thou art fallen from heaven, O Halel. The Latin is Lucifer, son of the morning. This is a foreshadowing of who? Satan. He said, "For you said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne." You know it. What he said he gonna do? Who literally tried to go to heaven and make war? Who? Nimrod. Revelation 18:1. He tell us to what? In 1 through 5, come out. I ain't gonna read all this. Come out. Revelation 18. What the Queen of Heaven say? I sit a queen and am no widow. See, they have switched the roles. They have made Hiram a beef, be Yeshua HaMashiach. That's what they have done. The devil is he know the story, so he trying to play the story out. That's what he trying to do. He know the story. So he had the Egyptians coming up with their own Osiris, Isis. Osiris dies and resurrects. Man, stop it. The devil know the story. We already know Nimrod built the what? He built like the Freemason, they want to get everybody together. That's what they want to do. They want everybody doing the same thing. That's what they want to do. That's what Nimrod wanted to do. What do he want? And they found a large valley opposite to the east, and they built him a large and extensive city, and Nimrod called the name of that city Shinar. He dwelt in Shinar. Look, verse 45, and all nations of tongue heard of his fame, and they gathered themselves to him, and they bowed down to the earth, and they brought him offerings, and he became a lord and a king. And they all dwelt with him in the city of Shinar, and Nimrod reigned in the earth over all the sons of Noah. Everybody, because Noah had 3 sons, and everybody came from them 3 sons. He reigned over all men, just like Adam was gonna reign, was supposed to reign over all men, and he did for a while till he died. But Adam was never supposed to die. But same thing in the antiquities of the Jews. We're not, it's just telling the story. It's just reminding. You can screenshot this and read it later on your own. It's just reminding you. Nimrod had everybody under his power. Constant. Look down at the bottom. He said he persuaded them not to ascribe it to the Most High. Why? He said, I'm gonna be him. As if it was through his means that it's because of me y'all happy. It ain't because of the Most High y'all happy. It's because of me you happy. Look at all this stuff I have afforded you with. In the red, it says he gradually changed the government into tyranny, seeing no other way of turning men from the fear of God, meaning obeying him, but to bring them into a constant, you need me. Now in the Nimrod, look at this. Now in the multitude were very ready to follow the determination of Nimrod and esteem it a piece of cowardice to submit to God. Who they submitting to? It said the Most High is not the author of confusion. Who they submitting to? They were submitting to Nimrod. Who you submitting to when you worshiping all this other stuff? You becoming, that's who you submitting to. They try to tell you, well, we don't know what Masonry really can. They can't tell you that. You think they don't know? That's why we finna show you. That's why they don't tell. We finna show you in just a second. It's about to get good. It's about to get good. It said, when God saw that they acted so mad, they tried to build his tower. When he saw they acted so madly, he did not resolve to destroy them utterly, since they were not grown wise about the destruction of the former sinners, but he caused a tumult among them by producing divers languages. Confuse their language. The place wherein they built the tower is now called Babylon because of the confusion. Babylon, that city is a number of confusion. What the Bible say? Yah is not the author of that. Nimrod the author of that. They should have kept obeying the Most High. Now I'm finna show you the Freemasons. They lie to his members. They tell you they lie. They tell you they lie to you. This is the dude. What's his name? Albert Pike. Albert Pike is a dude that say he ain't gonna be in no fraternities with no Negroes. That's what he said. Brother, I don't want to be in there with you with that 33 on your chest. Get on up out of here. But it says Morals and Dogma. 104 and page 104 through 105. Masonry, like all religions. Now he just told you Masonry was a religion. This dude right here who need to shave. Masonry, like all religions, all the mysteries, Hermeticism and alchemy, witchcraft, conceals its secret from. It said it conceals its secrets from all except the adepts and the higher ups. We don't conceal it from the higher ups. Because guess what? Most people stay down in their blue lodge, blind, hoodwinking, blindfolded, and uses false explanations and misinterpretations of symbols like haram or beef. That's a false explanation, false misrepresentations of its symbols to mislead those who deserve only to be misled, to conceal the truth, which it calls light from them. Wait a minute. Truth is not for those who are unworthy or unable to receive it or who would pervert it. So God himself incapacitates men by color blindness to distinguish colors and leaves. Man, dude, shut up. Let's keep it on. The blue degree, well, this is what he say. The blue degrees are but the outer court or portico of the temple. Part of the symbols are displayed there to initiate, but he is intentionally misled by false interpretation. That's why they blindfold you. This man right here look like he musty to me. He said that they intentionally lie. What? Keep reading. It is not intended that he shall understand them, but it is intended that he shall imagine he understands them. Their true explication is reserved for the adepts, the princes of Masonry. The whole body of royal and sacerdotal art was hidden so carefully centuries since in high degrees as that it is even yet impossible to solve many of the enigmas they contain. It is well enough for the mass of those so-called Masons to imagine that all is contained in blue degrees, and whose attempt to undeceive them will labor in vain and without any true reward violate his obligation as an adept. Masonry, it said, masonry is the veritable sphinx buried to the heads in the sands, heaped round it by the ages. They ain't gonna give you the truth. They make you think it's a Christian organization. But he talking about the Sphinx. You know the Sphinx. It's just a chance for me to tell you, get out these Greek fraternities, Alpha Phi Alpha. Their official symbol is the Sphinx. You'll see it. We ain't gonna spend no time on this. Get out of that. Go watch the fraternity and sorority class. These ancient Egyptian mess. The Most High said after they doings, don't learn their customs. Don't you do it. Let's go to Manly P. Hall, because I told you they lie. Let's see if he say they lie. Look at him. Look, he looks slick. Looking like Harry Houdini. Lectures on Ancient Philosophy. We almost done. Chapter 19. Freemasonry is a fraternity. He says Freemasonry. Look at that. You see Hiram Abiff laying up in that thing? If I got this PDF talking about a Masonic funeral rites, they have a coffin and they had them two pillars right there. One of them be knocked down though. They had a little the Mason altar by your coffin and everything. But it's a fraternity. It's a fraternity within a fraternity, an outer organization concealing an inner brotherhood. So the Blue Lodge is just a front. It's a front. So you won't see the wickedness in the other. It says an outer organization concealing an inner brotherhood of the elect. It ain't that many. It ain't you look at the number. It ain't that many 33-degree Masons. It ain't that many. It's a small fraternity. Before it is possible to intelligently discuss the origin of the craft, it is necessary to establish the existence of the two separate yet interdependent orders. The one visible and the other invisible. What we see the Blue Lodge. We see all the stuff they doing in the community. But what the other folk doing, having their little meetings and you know. The visible society is a splendid camaraderie and free and accepted men enjoy to devote themselves to ethical, educational, fraternal, patriotic, humanitarian concerns. The invisible society is a secret and most august fraternity whose members are dedicated to the service of mysterious arcanum coronum. See, you know how we do at Rap Ministries. We don't just read over words. We don't know what they mean. What is Acarum Canarum? The mysteries of mysteries. Specifically, the one ultimate secret supposed to lie behind all astrology, alchemy, and magic. These folks are witches. But let's get back to it, though. It said the invisible society they some witches. And most august fraternity whose members are dedicated to the service of a mysterious arcum arcanorium. What? Astrology, alchemy, and those brethren who have essayed to write the history of their craft have not included in their disquisitions the story of the truly secret inner society, which is the body of Freemasonic, what the heart is to the human body. Who? We got to have this magic for this stuff. Man, stop. It says, in each generation, only a few are accepted into the inner sanctuary. Oh, we let everybody in the Blue Lodge, but we don't let nobody pass here, though. In each generation, only a few are accepted into the inner sanctuary of the work, but these are veritable princes of truth, and their sainted names shall be remembered in future ages, all together with the seers and prophets of the older world. Though the great initiate philosophers of Freemasonry can be counted upon one's finger, yet their power is not to be measured by the achievements of ordinary men. They are dwellers upon the threshold of the innermost, masters of that secret doctrine which forms the invisible foundation of every great theological and rational institution. These folks tell you we lying to you. Let's go back to morals and dogma. This is chapter 26, Prince of Mercy or Scottish Trinity. You know, watch the what just I don't even really want to read all it, but to every Mason, wisdom, intelligence, force, strength, and harmony of or fitness and beauty are the Trinity of the Trinity. With the subtleties of philosophy concerning them, Masonry does not meddle. Watch what he say. Mason, we don't mess with y'all religious stuff. We don't meddle with that. We need y'all as a front to trick the masses. It says, with the subtleties of philosophies concerning them, Masonry does not meddle, nor decide as the reality of supposed existences, which are their personifications, nor whether the Christian Trinity be such a personification, or a reality of the gravest importance and significance. To every Mason, infinite justice and benevolence of God give ample assurance that evil will ultimately be the throne. He said, we just know evil gonna be the throne. Yeah, y'all are. Skip to the yellow. Whether the existence of evil is rightly explained in this creed or in that by the typhon of the great serpent, by Aram. These are just ancient, all the ancient cultures thing about Satan, who he is, the great serpent, the devil. By Araman and his armies of wicked spirits, by the giants and the titans, Greek stuff. Or you see it, folks. Watch this. They say we don't meddle in that stuff. Nor is it within its province to determine how the ultimate triumph or light and truth and good over darkness and error over evil is to be achieved. Nor whether the Redeemer looked and longed for by all nations hath appeared in Judea, or is yet to come. They're talking about Yeshua. Yeah. Oh yeah, he been here, y'all. He coming back. It references all. They said we reference all great reformers. It sees in Moses, the lawgiver of the Jews, in Confucius and Zoroaster, and Jesus of Nazareth, and the Arabian. They don't care. We don't care what you believe. Just come on in and stay blind and stupid and dumb. Let's keep it pushing, man. It said this history of Masonry is the history of philosophy. Masons do not pretend to set themselves up for instructors of the human race. Well, they said Masonry is. Well, let's see what it is. It said more consistent and more simple is the mode of procedure. It has put an end to vast allegorical pantheon of ancient mythologies and itself become a science. It says Masonry is philosophy and science. We know what the Bible say about that. Let's go to okay, let's go to the 3 degree. This is the deeper symbolic. See, this is I believe this is the 26th degree that we're talking about. This is the 26th degree. So let's see what the 26th degree say that the 3 degrees, down the blue lines, what they really mean. It said Maximus Tyrannius says the tercera is the symbol and sign by which to distinguish between faithful and the profane. There are 3 degrees in blue masonry, and in addition to the 2 words or 2 syllables each, embodying the binary, three of three syllables each. There were 3 grand masters, 2 kings, and Corin the artificer. The candidate gains admission by 3 raps, and the 3 raps call upon the brethren. There are 3 principal officers of the lodge, 3 lights at the altar, 3 gates at the temple, all in the east, west, and south. The 3 lights represent the sun, the moon, and the Mercury, Osiris, Isis, and Horus. I'm trying to tell y'all. As the higher up you get, they just let you know we worship the devil. But this is a teaser for another class. Everybody, the Holy Spirit of woman. According to Philo of Alexandria, the supreme being, this is in the same Morals and Dogma, the supreme being, primitive light or architect of light, united with wisdom, the mother of creation, forms in himself the types of all things and acts upon the universe through the word or the Logos, who dwells in God, and in whom all his powers and attributes develops themselves, a doctrine borrowed by him from Plato. Plato talk about, I got Plato's report. Plato talk about all that. The Holy Spirit of woman. Do that and stop. That class coming. Freemasonry is an enemy to your Bible. You know the Bible with the dust that nobody don't read. Let's see what it say in their dictionary. Bible. The Bible is properly called a greater light of masonry. It don't call it the greatest light. For from centuries of the lodge it pours forth upon the east, the west, and the south. Why don't it pour on the north? Read down at the bottom on the right. It should, they have the form of the Masonic altar. The altar that you bow at should be a cube about 3 feet high of corresponding proportion as in length and width, having the imitation of the Jewish altar, 4 horns, 1 at each corner. The Holy Bible with the square and the compass at this altar, that you bend down with your naked knee and your naked breast and say that oath, slash your throat, get Ric Flair and all that stuff. It says should be spread upon it, while around it should be placed with 3 lights. The 3 lights. What's the 3 lights they said? The sun, the moon, and Mercury, Osiris, Isis, and Horus. Come on now. Come on, somebody. It says the stars show the position of the light in the east, the west, and the south. The black dot represents the position of the north of the altar where there is no light, because in masonry the north is a place of darkness. Same place Nimrod said he wanted to be. It's we're gonna show you the Quran too. I just gave it away. Muslim man, you better get out of there too. We're gonna show you what they say about your book. It ain't good. It said you get out of there too, Muslim man, Ishmael, get out of there. It said the Bible is used among Masons as the symbol of the will of God. Hold on. It says the Bible is probably called a greater light of masonry. For we almost done too, guys. It said, for from the center of the lodge it pours forth upon the east, the west, and the south. It's refulgent ray of divine truth. The Bible is used among Masons as the symbol of the will of God, however it may be expressed. And therefore, whatever to any people expresses that will may be used as a substitute for the Bible in Masonic lodge. Thus, in a lodge consisting entirely of Jews, they only had the Old Testament alone and set upon the altar. The Turkish Masons make use of the Quran, whether it be the Gospels to the Christian, the Pentateuch to the Israelites, the Quran to the Muslim, or the Vedas to the Brahmin. I got one of those too. Vedas. Got 2 of them, by the way. One hardback, one paperback. Got 2 of them. It says, we're going to show you what whether it be they said, whatever book you want to use, we don't care. You just our front man. We don't care. The history of Masonic symbolism of the Bible is interesting. It is referred to in the manuscripts before the revival, the book upon which the covenant was taken, but it was never referred to as it said the Bible was never referred to as a great light. And the oldest ritual that we have, which is that of 1724, a copy from which the Royal Library of Berlin was given by Krauss, it says there is no mention of the Bible as one of the lights. And that whole Bible about Yeshua. You better get your behind out of these Masonic temples quick, fast, and in a hurry. It said the furniture of the lodge, it said Preston made it a part of the furniture of the lodge, but his rituals about 1760, it is described as one of the 3 great lights. By 1760, somebody decided, it is one of the lights. But originally, it wasn't. Quran, the sacred book of the Mohammedans, and believed by them, it said, and believed by them to contain the record of the revelations made by God to Muhammad, and afterwards dictated by him and to an amanuensis, since the prophet could neither read nor write. What does it mean? What does that mean? An angel gave this to him, right? It said the prophet could neither read nor write. In a lodge consisting wholly of Mohammedans, the Quran would be esteemed as the book of the law and take the place of the altar, which is occupied. In Muslim lodges, they use the Quran. It's universal, just like Catholicism is universal. It will thus become the symbol of to them of the tracing board of the divine architect. But unlike the Old Testament and New Testament, the Quran has no connection with and gives no support to any Masonic legends or symbols, except in those parts which were plagiarized. They say your book plagiarized by the prophet from the Jewish and Christian scriptures. Mm. Mm. That's what they say. Finch, however, is one of his in one of his apocryphal works, produced a system of Mohammedan masonry consisting of 12 degrees founded on the teachings of the Quran and the hadiths or traditions of the prophet. This system was a pure invention of Finch. The Vedas. Let's see. Vedas people, you stay right where you are. You can be up in a Christian man, Islam man, get out. Vedas man, dude, you stay where you is. Vedas, the most ancient of the religious writing of Indian Aryans, and now constituting a sacred canon of the Hindus, being to them what the Bible is to the Christian. It says the word Veda denotes Sanskrit, the language in which these books were written, wisdom or knowledge. Let's skip down. The Vedas, it said the Vedas in the yellow in the middle, then are the Hindu canon of scripture, his book of the law, and the Hindu Masons, they are the trestle board, just as the Bible is the Christian. But hold on. Let's show you what it is. Let's show you what it is. Go to the right in the yellow. The Vedas have not exercised any direct influence on the symbolism of Freemasonry, but as the oldest Aryan faith, they became infused into the subsequent religious system of the race. And through the Zendavesta of the Zoroastrians, the mystery of Mithras, the doctrines of Neo-Platonists, and the school of Pythagoras, mixed with the Semitic doctrines of the Bible and the Talmud, they have cropped out in the mysticism of the Gnostics and the secret societies of the Middle Ages, and have shown some of their spirit in religious philosophy and symbolism of speculative masonry. To the Masonic scholar, the study of Vedic hymns is therefore interesting and not altogether fruitless in its results. You stay right where you are. Telling you, I told you earlier, it's the Kabbalah. When was the Kabbalah written? Historically, Kabbalah emerged from the earlier Jewish mythicism. But we're going to show you what the Freemasons say about the Kabbalah. We almost done. Spain and southern France was reinterpreted during the mystical Renaissance, blah, blah. You see, there's a late 13th century, the 1400s, you got your Kabbalah. But the Kabbalah, in this Masonic encyclopedia, the mystical philosophy or theosophy of the Jews is called the Kabbalah. The word is derived from the Hebrew Kabbalah, signifying to receive, because it is the doctrine received from the elders. It has, tradition of the elders. It was sometimes been used in an enlarged sense as comprehending all the explanation, maxims, and ceremonies which have been traditionally handed down to the Jews. But that more limited acceptation in which it is intimately, watch what the Kabbalah, what is it? It is intimately, husband and wife, they intimate, connected with the symbolic science of Freemasonry. The Kabbalah may be defined to be a system of philosophy which embraces certain mystical interpretations of scriptures. What? But down in the middle, Buxtorf Lexicon Talmud defines the Kabbalah to be a secret science which treats in a mystical and enigmatical manner of things divine, angelical, theological, celestial, metaphysical, the subjects being enveloped in striking symbols and secret modes of teaching. Much use is made of it in the high degrees. What? High degrees, what? The Kabbalah. And that invisible Freemasonry. And entire rites have been constructed on this principle. All these rites that you do in these higher degrees in Freemasonry is what? Is instructed by the Kabbalah. Who are some famous Kabbalists? Look at Madonna. Man, we showed you earlier in the class that she had the little garb that Beyonce had on. She got the same stuff on. Britney Spears, Donald Trump ex-wife, she Marla May, she was in all these people in this stuff. But what the Bible talk about Jewish fables and mysticism? It said, for there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, specifically they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. One of themselves, even the prophet of their own, and the Cretans are always liars, evil beasts, and slow belly. But what should we not do? Verse 14, not give heed to Jewish fables. Problem back in Paul day. And commandments of men that turn from the true light. Stop. What he tell Timothy? He said, neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies, which minister questions rather than godly edifying. We ain't supposed to be in this mess. That's called vain jangling. Vain jangling. Because guess what? They rejecting the true stone. You should, because the Freemasons, they hold that temple high. What? Well, let's see what Yeshua said. Mark 13, 1 and 2. It says, and as he went out of the temple, one of his disciples said unto him, Master, see what manner of stones that and what buildings here what buildings are here? And Yeshua answered and said to him, seest thou these great buildings? You know this great building that Solomon built? There shall not be one. He said, I don't care nothing about that. Go to Luke 21:5. They were saying, some spake of the temple, how it was adorned with goodly stones. It looked good. And gifts, he said, as for these things which ye behold, the days will come into the which there shall not be one left on stone upon another. Ain't gonna be no more masons. He said, I'm gonna throw it down. Matthew 12:42. He said, and y'all behold Solomon up high. The queen of the south shall rise up in judgment with this generation and shall condemn it. For she came from the uttermost parts of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon. And Yeshua said, behold, a greater is here than Solomon. A greater is here than Solomon. A greater is here than Hiram of beef. A greater is here than Hiram, king of Tyre, the devil. But I'm going to show you. Look at this. This come out this Bible. Look, this is what they call the restoration of King Solomon's temple. John Wesley Kelcher, architecturist. This is what he said. When it's gonna be restored, it's gonna look like this. That's what they say. It's gonna look like this. You know, got some beautiful pictures up in this Bible and everything. See, look good. But I'm telling you, they are merging. What they doing is they merging Solomon's temple with Nimrod temple. That's a hybrid. This is a hybrid temple. The temple didn't look like this. Look at this temple. That's theirs, the restoration, and that's the Tower of Babel, as they said it probably looked. Look at it. They just merged the two temples. That Solomon temple on the left. That's what they say it looked like. It didn't look like the one on the right. Freemasonry is based off Nimrod, brothers and sisters. Nimrod is a fake Adam wannabe. Yeah, he a fake Adam wannabe. Fake. He even had Adam's clothes. Let's read Joshua 7:23. And Cush, the son of Ham, the son of Noah, took a wife in those days in his old age, and she bare a son, and they call his name Nimrod. Saying at that time the sons of men began to rebel, blah, blah, blah. Skip down. And the garments of the skin which God made for Adam and his wife when they went out of the garden were given to Cush. After the death of Adam and his wife, the garments were given to Enoch and the son of Jared. And when Enoch was taken up to God, he gave him to Methuselah, his son. And at the death of Methuselah, Noah took him with him in the ark. And when they got out the ark, Ham stole them. Ham begot his first son, Cush. And Cush gave the garments in secret. Cush gave them to him in secret. And Cush also concealed them from his sons and brothers. And Cush, all this secrecy, man. Secret. Nimrod, Cush finally gave him to Nimrod. He gave him those garments through his love for him, and Nimrod grew up, and he was 20 years old when he put the garments on. And Nimrod became strong when he put them on. Fake Adam wannabe. Let's go to the volume 2 of the preferment. Under the word preferment. In the old constitutions, this is Albert Mackey. In the old Constitution, we find reference made to the ability and skill as only one claims for preferment. Thus is one of them the Lansdowne manuscript, whose date is about 1560. It is said that Nimrod gave a charge to the Masons that they should ordain the most wise and cunning man to be master of the king of the Lord's work that was among them, and neither for love, riches, nor favor, to set another that had little cunnage to master of that work, whereby the Lord, he was the Lord, by the way, should be ill served and science ill famed. Skip down. So Anderson, when he compiled the charters of Freemason, which he says were extracted from the ancient records, which he published in 1723, the first edition of the book Constitution laid down the rule. And basically what they said, Nimrod was the one who told them to build the tower. He was the first Masons. Yeah, he gave charge to the Masons. If he gave the Masons charge, who the head Mason? Who you think? Let's go. Under Nimrod, it said the legend of the craft in the old Constitution refers to Nimrod as one of the founders of Masonry. Yeah. I'm going to take it another step. Cain. He started building cities and all that stuff. I'm going to take Cain. Go watch our class, The Way of Cain. But they said Freemasonry was ancient, immemorial. We looked up that stuff. Out of the ark. After the ark. Thus, in the New York manuscript, we read, at the making of the Tower of Babel, that's how they said, this old English, there was masonry's first much esteemed of, and the king of Babylon was called Nimrod, was a mason himself, and loved well masons. And the Cook manuscript thus repeats the story. And this same Nimrod, that's another name for Nimrod, began the Tower of Babylon, and he taught his workmen the craft of masonry. And he had with him many masons, more than 40,000, and he loved and cherished them. The idea no doubt sprang out of scriptural teaching that Nimrod was the architect of many cities, a statement not so well expressed in the authorized version. It is improved one Bocart, which says, from that land Nimrod went forth to Asher, and he built in Nineveh. The man, the first mason, y'all. They telling you in their own encyclopedia, but you in it though. Encyclopedia of Masonry and its kindred sciences. This is the ancient Arabic of the order of the Nabalian Mystia Shrine. See shrine, Shriners? Well, let's go down. Let's skip all the way to the bottom. It said, how they fought is worth to know Nimrod. They said Nimrod and Solomon were the wisest of all men. The Bible says Solomon was the wisest. He didn't say nothing about Nimrod. They holding Nimrod up. Man. Let's go to the Aborigines. This is a secret society. They're not part of the Masons. But what we want you to see, a secret society which existed in England about the year 1783, of whose ceremony and initiation the following account is contained in the British magazine of that date. All right. Original. They said, who the original? So that to them, look in the yellow, Nimrod was holding a staff over who's the original Mason. Nimrod was holding the staff over his head. Nimrod! Do you get it? So this secret society called Freemasonry, they want to continue his work. Nimrod didn't get to finish the tower. He didn't. That's why you see on your dollar bill that pyramid with the top uncompleted. The Most High is watching. The Most High watching man, because he know they wicked and they'll do whatever they got to do. The all-seeing eye. But to them, they don't care what did. Who you think the all-seeing eye is? Who is the all-seeing eye? Yahuwah, Yahweh. Not no Osiris, not none of them. Look at all this stuff, man. Look at this. You don't even read it. Just letting you see this stuff ancient, man. These pictures come from the House of Truth education. The House of Truth is called, it's HTTPS colon / House of Truth education. Man, look at that. There they go. Osiris, all the Egyptian stuff. You see it. You see it, folks. But they have rejected the chief cornerstone. We only got one more after this. If you in Freemasonry, you better hurry up and get out of it. They tell you we lying to you. All we gotta do is read, but we don't want to do that. So, Brother Ronnie, I do the dirty work for you. All you gotta do is listen to 3 hours. That's all you gotta listen to. How many minutes is that? That's 180 minutes. Can you do 180 minutes to save your life? Got uncles that's a Mason, man. The chief cornerstone. Matthew 21 through 42 through 43. Matthew 21 verses 42 to 43. Yeshua said unto them, did you ever read in the scriptures? The stone which the builders rejected, the same has become the head of the corner. This is the Most High's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. Therefore say unto you, the kingdom of God shall be taken from you and given to another one. That's when he was telling them Pharisees. He said they rejected the true stone. Yeshua said he the stone. And whosoever shall fall on this stone shall be broken. But on whosoever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder. Let's go to Daniel 2:24. What's the stone that everybody rejecting? They said, we don't even squabble about that. We don't care if he is, we don't care if he ain't. We just need y'all for our front. Thou sawest, and I cut a lot of stuff out because I don't want them trying to come get me. I said, oh boy, that might be a part 2. It says, thou sawest till the stone. This is when Daniel was interpreting the king's dream. He's saying, this is what you saw. He said, thou sawest till a stone was cut out without. See, this stone, Yeshua, he cut out without hands. Ain't no masons got nothing to do with this. Which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, and the silver, and the gold broken into pieces, and became like the chaff. All that Babylon stuff, we breaking all that up. See how the building look good? You see these goodly stones? Most High, I don't care nothing about that stuff. But and the wind carried them away, and no place was found for them. It said, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floor. You reveal the secrets. We gonna burn you to ashes. That's what they say. You better be worried about Yeshua burning you like ashes and chaff. That no place was found for them, and the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. Even the north, you Masons, talking about the Bible ain't gonna feel the north. It'll feel the east, the west, and the north, the whole place. Yeshua, the stone. I found where I belong. I'm a living stone, and in this house I will grow. There is power here for a miracle to set the captives free and make the broken whole. Yah is awesome. He's so awesome. He's so awesome in this place. You better get out of that masonry and come to the true stone. Get out. Revelation 22, because if you don't, this stone, he coming back. You talking about the dinosaurs got killed by, man, I don't know what they talk. By a stone, a rock. What you he gonna ground y'all to powder. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. Solomon, who y'all hold high, Masonist. They ain't burying no haram or beef up in no temple. He said, you're gonna be judged by your works. You hear that? I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments, not the Masonic commandments. that they may have right to the tree of life. See, they want to snatch it away from not no Kabbalah tree of life, the tree of life that the first Adam had access to, and may enter in through the gates into the city. For on the outside are pedos, dogs, sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie, I, Yeshua, have sent mine angel and to testify you these things in the churches. Man. What is he? I'm the root and the offspring. Do you hear me? Of who? David. And the bright and morning star. And the spirit and the bride said, come on. Not Freemasonry. And let him who heareth say what? Come on. Come on. Like on Mike Tyson Punch Out. Come on. And let him that is athirst come, and whosoever will, let him take of the water of life freely. Folks, get out this Freemasonry, because if you don't, you in trouble. Sorry for taking all this time, but I had to get that off my chest. I had to get that off the chest, folks. I had to get it off my chest. What philosophy are they? What philosophy are they speaking? You know, back in the day, Jewish fables, they had Gnostics and missed the same kind of philosophy. You know, you can read up on the Gnostics, read up on the what the other group? I can't think of them right off. The Gnostics, because you know, Gnostics comes from the Greek word gnosis, which means to know. Yeah, I just saw it. But yeah, guys, this iPad don't be showing y'all comments all the time, so I'm sorry if I didn't miss some other people's stuff. But brothers and sisters, that's Freemasonry and that's just the surface. They already told you we lie to you, make it sound fly to you. That's what they do. That's all I got for you. Thank you for coming on in, brothers and sisters. Thank you guys for helping us get to 800 subscribers. We looking to get past 100,000. I love and appreciate all you guys. You got a prayer request or a Bible question, go to rapministry.org. Had a lot of questions. I didn't get to a lot of them this week. I'm sorry. I was busy at work. Ministry stuff just got busy. I apologize, but I'll try my best to get to your questions and comments. Bible, just go to rapministry.org and we'll get back to you as quick as possible. Pray for me. I'll pray for you. Share this video with others. You know, share it with others. I hope you took good notes so you can explain it to them. And if you need me, I'll be there to help you out. She said, hopefully more coming on. Yeah, I might do a few more classes, but I just put it right now. This is all you need. But brothers and sisters, thank you for coming in. Apologize for taking up too much of your time. Appreciate you. Thank you all for your kind questions and kind comments. It helps. It really does help a brother to stay in this. You know, it really does. So pray for me for my strength in the Most High, that I can endure to the end. I believe I can. Let the weak say what? I am strong. Brothers and sisters, go out, be an ambassador for the Hamasiyat. We're out. Peace. Shalom, shalom.